more established in the Doge, Use Doge as the acronym so the coin takes a bit of a tumble, throw some more in there, wait for it to build back up, pull it out.
You think he's do it so he builds it up to knock it down?
Quantitative easing. Oh, it's
I mean, they do that. Anyone would do that. You'd do that. I'd do that. Would I do that?
If you had the money.
I could do that. I think I understand doing that. I think that's more what I want to say. It's whether I could or could not, I understand.
You understand why it would be done.
Oh, yeah. People are
the necessity. The necessity, that's right.
And they think they're doing this right.
Yeah, necessity.
Necessity.
Yes, the necessity.
I mean, even if it's as bizarre as I've seen what other people do with money. Do I need to know you know what I mean?
You're invisible. It's
I am at the moment invisible.
You are invisible. Season 8, episode 3. Welcome to Real Talk is Cheap. It'd be cheap as, mate. We're international now. We've gone international. That's where we are. We've stepped out from the underneath the rock near the airings, and from under the air's rock we have come. The two reunited again across dimensions, across times. Yeah, back for back to do another show. Thank goodness. Oh, tell you, time travel ain't easy. Well, it isn't. It is not easy time travel, especially the way you humans do it. Man, it's hard. Doing it the old corporeal way.
The way that humans do it.
Humans do it so slow, I tell you. I mean, I feel like I'm almost at a standstill half the time when I'm a human being. It is. It's hard being a spaceship inside a human capsule.
It seems Rick.
Yeah, it is Rick, mate. Aren't we all Rick?
Well, sometimes you've got to learn how to go slow before you can go fast. Maybe it's just one of those situations.
True. Yeah, light speed is a process. You don't just go from here to light speed. But here comes Psy.
Yeah, not quite light speed either.
Not quite light speed either, but still manifesting destiny on the screen. That's what we try to achieve every episode, manifest a little destiny into the screen and, vent the weeks, sometimes a little bit of a gripe, sometimes happy moments.
Thanks for letting me gripe it before the show, man, because otherwise the gripe would be pretty serious.
Unloading prior to doing a performance is essential, Every good footballer knows that. Best to empty the bags before going out.
All right. So I'm in grey mode because... Oh, that was wild. What's that all about then?
Moving really quick in the background.
That clearly did clearly the filter's a little bit too tight.
Too good. There we go. Blended. Size been blended. Head seems a little small. I don't know. Just me?
I don't know. We have just done one. Oh, okay.
The wonders of blendering. Yeah, I do like Blender. Like it is a fun program to mess with. And you can see how you can make movies and put your little, scripts in. I've had a good look into it now and looked at all the pathing, and so it's interesting. Very interesting little product, especially for free. Damn.
Little product.
It's not much you get for free these days, is it?
Well,
this corporate life in which we live in, this corporate jungle.
Hey, why's something going making that noise?
You get weird noises on your end, though.
No, that's okay. I'm just going to make sure that our filters are all on.
Yep. This is a voice test coming in deep as possible.
I need someone to go over that voice so it actually sounds good. That'll happen one time.
Even without teeth, he can speak fairly well.
Now I am going to turn on my...
You're going to go full rendering?
Well, I've tried to turn on my camera, but it hasn't...
Not kicking in. The teething problems of media pipe, the endless hair pullings, the greyness. It's the reason for the catch-up content code blues, mate.
Okay, what's happening there?
Blues.
Why is the camera now not... Let me try and... Blah, blah, blah. Grabs the thing.
3 bags full.
What's locking up the camera?
One for the Dane, one for the little poor kid that lives down the lane. He gets a bag
control of zeros.
Going to do some weaving. Johnny needs new mittens for Christmas. Oh, hang on. Here we go.
Oh, hang on.
Helps. It always helps if it's plugged in. We figured this out with technology side, being myself in the 50, almost 58 this year, 57 going on 58. It always helps when it's plugged in.
It does.
Yeah. And normally because there's like a little light or something. Like mine's got a light, tells me that it's on, and I'm
This is not what I want to happen right now. Anyway.
Do like my little brio. Been good.
So how do I make this go?
Continuing adventures.
That's what I want. I guess I have to connect this via... How will this connect if I do? Hang on, I've just got to make sure.
Do you have to restart it? I have to restart the app, or just the media pipe for the camera?
I'm pretty sure I had this set up to connect it. Oh wow, what happened there? Sonobus lit out. Hang on. Oops. Oh no, I've killed my audio. That was,
this AMSR was brought to you by
That's killed
Real
my...
Talk is Cheap.
Can you hear? I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Now you can.
Yeah. You're back, mate. Come on. It's AMSR while we were waiting. It's okay. There'll be a sleepy time friendly in there for those who like to have something on repeat for 10 hours, I can hear you. You're coming through loud and clear to me, so.
I'll do that. Oh, no, that's really going to be a mess if I do that. I'll put myself in that one, maybe.
Strength is good tonight, like that. Connection is excellent. Sai has a great connection.
So,
Sid I
how... I've forgotten how you Bluetooth it to the computer instead of cable it.
I
think I've got my...
You need to Domi Wanigato, Mr. Roboto, Domo. Where are the robots, mate? Like, where are we up to? Like, it's 15 minutes just passed. The adult bell just ran off. Ding, 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 ding. There goes the adult bell. All right. Cheapening.
That'll work.
Why?
All right, let's see.
He's doing it. Well, he's waiting for my voice. I know he is.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. It's time to put on the makeup. It's time to light the lights. It's time to get the hatchet out on Hatchet Night tonight.
Okay, this cable actually short. Wow, this is talk about doing some crazy shit while doing a live broadcast. Well, no, I mean, I've just completely rewired. So I'm going to try and go back to the wireless. Me? Okay, yep, no, I'm back. Well, no, because I'm through this. I'm running now, but no, you're not now. Where are you gone?
Iron Alien.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, now I have cables strewn everywhere, but I have reconfigured myself.
There we go. Live and direct. One line only. Just getting it right. After 8 seasons. Well, to be fair, when did you take over the whole, push it to the? It's been nearly a whole since season 6 or something when M sort of started to get a bit loose on the old YouTubeage. Started getting a bit, Mary's got the jugs out, which was a little bit sacrilegious, but I think we got away with it. We didn't get a major strike. A warning. I got a warning. On my side, I got a warning about the breasticles, and I had to do
I put masks on, man.
Yeah, that's right. You didn't get any stampage.
No, I have a camera.
You put the pasties on, mate. That's what you did. You put the pasties on, and that just made it right.
Respect.
Yeah, respect, man.
Here we go. Look.
Only Jesus gets them nipples.
All right. I'm on the screen. So I got movement.
He's got his okay, I get it, man. I get it now. Okay. It's a little
So my left arm is backwards,
you're
upside down.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, it's
If
flipping.
I look up,
yeah.
if I move up, I move down. If I move down, I move up. So my right arm is the right way, but only in one direction.
Would that be the inverse of what the other value would be?
But what I'm going to have to do is make
because it's a reflection, like you got to think of yourself as split in half.
No.
It would be like the inverse reflection of what the other's doing.
Yeah, sure, but agreed.
Especially when it translates through to Blender.
Yeah, well, what I got to do is make instead of translating them, instead of converting them all into EULAs the same way, I've got to modify axes.
Well, you saw that other Python code. Did I flick it at you? The one with it was like doing the fingers and giving them all values, and I don't know if it was appropriate.
Yeah, that's what this does.
I'll flick it over later so you can have a look at it.
Oh, that's what this does. So what I've done is instead of trying to
because you're actually trying to marionette it. That's what you're doing. Locking it up so it marionettes.
So what I've done, instead of trying to map 460 points in my face and 21 points in every hand and figure that out in one day, I decided just to do my shoulders and just initially it was just one arm.
Yeah.
Because it's just to get one arm and learn what the different orientations are. And so this arm's, I'll put this arm up there. There we go. So I've got one arm up and one arm down. I'll get back a bit further out. But I mean, this is cool. It's actually
I think it's great that there is a program that was trained by AI to map using a camera, standard camera, to be able to go virtual. I think that's just amazing. Congratulations to the MediaPipe people for creating that. Because I'm using it under Animes. I use MediaPipe on Animes. So when I go into open camera mode and spaz out for a moment and then lift my hands up, like it knows I'm here. And that's ideally that's what you're looking for. So something like that where you can move your fingers. And I did a bit of a wrist adjustment thing with the Animes. There was more functionality. Hands, yes. More functionality. It's still sort of twisty with a twist pass. It's a normal thing, but you can do forward hands and then you can do the back hands, and depending on which way you point it, you can get it to work fairly well. But yeah, it's good. And obviously the blinking and close your eyes and stuff works a bit better with. I haven't got much light going on, so it does look a bit. If a room as well lit, it'd map my face better. And having a beard doesn't help. Like when you do puppeteering,
it confuses it.
You don't want to have a beard because the beard does this thing, and when you bring your hands up and you try to touch your face and stuff, it doesn't recognize your face and doesn't map to your face properly. It holds them down. But there's adjustment tools for that too. Like I guess once you figure out the base connecting all the bits together, then there'd be a position where you're actually, basically all I got up to today. You'd set up controls as well for the positioning information and that a bit better. Just like that, because like in mine, in Animes, there's like a panel which is advanced tracking, MediaPipe hand tracker, and then there's movement smoothing, loss of input, holding time. So when it doesn't get input, it just automatically goes back to neutral position. Yeah. Like a reference origin Y, reference origin Z, rotation X, Y, reference, So there's a whole stack of other elbow angle. There's a whole stack of other options that obviously will be able to be. And then you've got static wrist depth in this one and bases origin. So and you can turn those on and off as the tracking mechanism. So obviously if it works in this, then I'm sure we could get it working in any other app. So at least MediaPipe, if we get it done as a Python thing that can pass through, then that's just a little tool to have as your marionette software. software then, not having to rely on these other programs like Animaze and that. Figure out how to do the VRML loader with a chroma keyed background, and because that's what a lot of other little smaller programs that I was using to begin with, right? What they ended up doing was, using those camera and mapping it up like they obviously did. But everyone who's gone into MediaPipe, that being an open source, just allows everyone to be able to plug it in.
Yeah, it does.
And it's not plagiarism if you, inspect someone else's work and go, oh, yeah, okay, I see how you did that. But, maybe I can clean that up and make it a bit more efficient.
That's how it all works. That's how it works.
Yeah, thanks very much for the learning. And here, this is my enhanced version of it.
Yeah, I want to sort of just firstly, my first goal will just be to understand, is two things. Now that I've got the pipe working. Yeah. Because the pipe's working fine, and the speed.
And I've done the rebuild. I've got the 64-bit Python there now, but I've just been super slack and just went, no, fuck it, I'm not going to keep using this. But I played around with, I will. I'll fire it up and get it ready, because I'm probably going to have to use it under, if we go to what we're looking at. Depends on how you want to build the interface thing, I guess, for the Talk is Cheap virtual stage and all the rest of it, eh? We're going to go Unreal on that? Is that something that can run across the two platforms, I guess? You already figured that out. You went there and went, yeah, it's available, so.
Yeah, we can run either Unreal or Unity. That'll be the way to go. That's what that's what the pathway. This is good,
figuring our way through, man. Fumbling is better than not learning at all, right?
Yeah, totally. Hey,
blind leading the naked. Jeff's rockets. Okay. Girls in space. Yeah. Girls go wild in space.
Do they?
No.
Apparently. In space? Does it go to space?
Well, edging. It was an edging event.
So they were edging Jeff's penis. There was a bunch of women inside Jeff's penis.
Jeff's rocket, like bottle rocket.
And he took him to the edge in his penis.
Space penis.
Yeah,
well, got to look out for him. Never know. And hit you in the eye if you're not ready.
Was it a few women? Were they
black eye?
What kind of women were they?
To the club.
I suppose, are there types of women?
Celebrity. It's not for poor people. I didn't see Sally Street person on the spaceship, like free ticket. I would have liked to see Sally Street person. My local tiny dancer. She would have just gone off in space, mate. Imagine that. Pipe up there, little banging, and ground control to Major Tom.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Take your protein pill and put your helmet on. But yeah, apparently it was some good edging, up, down, landed safely. Had airbags underneath, like it cushioned when it landed. That's what all the dust was about. Wow. A little bit of overexcitement on the exit, got a little premie, like there was drips.
What did?
There was a premie drip, like where it, got a little bit premie, and then they had to assist, and no, he's back. Wait for Jeff.
I did that.
Jeff's got the tool, he'll make it happen.
What happened? Was there a fault or something?
Yeah, I think the door popped open early or something.
In space?
No, on the ground, luckily. Oh, shit, that would have been so bad if it was in space. Well, Jeff would have, been a divorcee if it happened.
Why is that? No one would want to be with
Maybe it was a good thing they didn't try and open it, while they were up there. Maybe they knew well enough not to open it.
Were they trying to open it? What happened? Like, so there was a fault, he was going to...
Well, he tripped over initially. He was circling the vessel after it landed, and he went balls up, mate, straight base plant. So there's footage of him just doing the full in the dirt. Like, he kissed the dirt first, and I think she kissed the dirt second. Like, when Katy Perry got out, she just jumped out, the flower. She had the flower the whole way, like all the way up, all the way down, the little flower. The daisy. Her daisy.
Does she have a daisy?
Daisy.
Is it like her friend or something?
Daisy.
What's Kate? Why? Who's she?
I told you to get weird, bro. I don't know.
What? I don't know. I didn't. So some people went up to space. This is
Katy.
Is this important?
Katy went up.
Is this important?
And other ladies. That's it.
Oh, other.
Katy and the ladies team. That's it.
It was just women.
Feminine. It was a feminine space trip.
So why was Jeff there?
He wasn't there. He provided the rocket, mate. He made it happen.
Oh, okay. So he was running around on the ground in circles and fell over on the ground?
Making sure it got up there and got back down safely. The safety's everything.
How did he do that? Because he made it sound like he was somehow fell over out of the...
After the capsule landed, there was an incident where, so Jeff took a bit of... He bit the dirt. Could have been fake. Could have been AI. Who would know this time, this day and age?
Was Jeff at the landing site?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, and so he wanted to open the door and welcome them himself?
He had the bolt to open it. Like the
spanner. Okay. He wanted to do the special opening.
He had the spanner to do get the door open.
Oh, yeah, okay, I understand. So he did that. Yeah, okay. And then he tried to open it and he was what? He fell over? Or?
Pressurized system.
Oh, what popped on him?
Pulls the door in hard. Yeah, that's it.
So he did. So the door flung out on him, or did he just?
No. It opens inwards, mate. Oh, very, very, very smoothly too. Like the whole door opening was very smooth. Like it didn't look.
And then he fell in.
In any way.
Did it pull him in, or what?
No, it looked a little floppy. Like obviously the rigors of space. Right? It was a little floppy.
The door was.
Yeah, the door was.
So smooth but floppy.
Inwards. Smooth, and then went a little floppy at the end.
Oh, that sounds like it's just it reached the end of its arrangement, doesn't
Well, full ejection, mate.
I guess.
Full ejection, but it gets a bit smooth, a bit floppy afterwards. That's right.
And
the pressures, mate.
Do
Imagine
you mean the
pressure.
actual door physically, became papery, or do you mean it just bounced?
Well, I don't know, papery, but it looked like it had enough. Like whoever was yanking on it, it's a good thing they didn't open it up doing the art.
So were the women, was Katy Perry trying to open it in space and it wouldn't open?
I'd hope not. I'd hope no. Okay. None of the ladies would have.
Why was there a concern about
it? Well,
you'd
think it'd be
space?
bolted shut, wouldn't you? So just in case there was any second thoughts and you wanted to exit it, you didn't, you know.
So what's the issue that happened? I'm confused
crystalline things floating around up there.
So it went up normally, it came down normally, the door opened normally. There's something funny about that?
Yep. Well, a lot of people have been pointing it out. Pointing out the door, yeah. Not only would it open prematurely, but it got a little floppy.
Prematurely? What do you mean?
Excited, man. I mean, how excited would you be just to get out? So like you've just done 11 hours.
Bezos comes up to the thing.
You know,
he comes up to the thing.
11 minutes. 11 minutes of tin can? 11 hours? I don't know.
Bezos goes up to the thing. He's got.
I know those other NASA
he's got the spanner to unclock it, right?
A year or something.
Because you're locked in. It's a pressure vessel. So he's got a thing where he's got the key to unlock it. He's at the landing site. He goes up. He unlocks the door.
No, he's not even there. And then all of a sudden the pop, and there's a little bit of a crack happening, you know, and it looks like it's sort of semi-opened, and then the girl runs over and she goes, oi, and then all of a sudden it shuts again. So yeah, it was weird. Let's put it that way.
So they opened it from the inside, but then they were told not to.
Was it anomalous? I think that's the word.
Hang on. So Jeff wasn't there and didn't fall over onto the ground.
Well, he did that before, like as he was walking around it, inspecting. During the inspection process, there was a tumble prior to the opening altogether. And
okay, so he cruises around. He wasn't there. He was there. He was there with the key.
No, not when it popped open. Well, he was there when it popped open, but when he did the tumble, that was before it popped open.
So he goes around, he does an inspection. He's got the key, but he doesn't use it.
He falls over, gets back up, dusts off, continue the video, gets around there, done the full rotation. The door sort of pops open a little bit, and then he goes, oi, they both turn around, the girl runs over, and then he gets up, grabs the spanner out of his pocket, and then opens the door.
Oh, I see. So it was a stunt. It was already opened.
Probably.
And then the camera crew turns up, and he does a little go around and pretends he's unlocked it.
Bit late, yeah. Forgot to lock it back up again. Should have just locked it up. Should have just pushed it up and let Jeff lock it again, and then go through the whole, no premi, too excited stuff.
Well,
I think it was just too excited. I think that was it.
The girls wanted to get out. I think what everyone's witnessing is just
12 minutes in a vessel and then plop back on the ground, you know. You'd want to get out, wouldn't you? It'd be a bit of a rough ride. You'd want a bit spinal adjustments afterwards.
There'd be a mild cooling period.
Seemed to land a little heavy, like, you know. I wouldn't want to be the crash person in there rather than the crash dummy, right?
So now it crashed?
Well, it didn't crash. It just landed hard. Like, you know, you do a jump on a bike and you come back down, whoosh, you know, you take it, you know. If you're too close to the seat, it's going to, split your pelvis in half, right? You'll be in a cast for weeks.
Have you seen it? Have you seen it land previously?
It did land hard. It did land hard. It was
like normal.
I mean, and normally, don't they land in water and have the little...
All right, so you've never seen an Origin land, launch and land?
No, I haven't previously, no. I've never seen one of Jeff's rockets land,
Okay, so
I'm more focused on Elon's rockets, man. Like, they're landing on the fucking platforms, mate.
Yeah, they are.
That's where the focus is. Like this, ejecting. And where did Jeff's, shaft end? Where did the shaft end up? Does anyone know where Jeff's shaft is?
Oh, it just it lands itself.
It lands too, does it? They both got landed once.
It just goes straight back down. I don't know if it does anything.
Oh, that's a hell of a ride, mate. I mean, could you be officially get your astronaut stamp when you do that? Or would you need to be in charge of the vessel, like steering and shit?
No, there's no steering.
Yeah, true. Okay. So
you've got your predetermined trajectory.
You're space people, but you're not an astronaut. You've gone through a little bit of training to be an astronaut, but you're not quite an astronaut because that takes years and years of resilience if you want to go to the moon. If you want to be just a space person, then, what's that, 12-hour course?
Could be. I don't think there'd be much. I mean, it could go a little longer.
Learn how to breathe, don't shit yourself when you land, all those sort of, important lessons.
Yeah.
Wear a diaper if you want to piss yourself, that sort of stuff, Si.
Being comfortable to piss yourself.
Yeah, just knowing it's there, like the knowledge that you've got protection. And if you have to, you just let it go. You're like, oh, that was the best ride ever. What a finisher.
So, is it funny?
I'm sorry.
I'm not really sure. So
Jeff's cockroach. I can't wait to see what the AI does with this real song.
I mean, I don't know if it's that funny. I mean, I don't think we've actually said anything funny.
Sorry,
I mean, really, seriously.
It is real, and it's fucking cheap, mate. It's Saturday night, mate.
A normal thing happened, and it's bizarre for some reason. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, and everyone's freaking out. And mate, I tell you, those conspiracy people, they need to get with the program.
What program?
Well, the program that, is it conspiracy or is it just, the old pattern recognition going on,
Oh, well, I mean,
bit of the old pattern recognition.
Isn't that what
the
most
common
people
occurrence?
Accuse
common occurrence and,
having is pattern recognition?
Human whispers, mate. Human whispers telling each other.
Seeing things, read a book, makes pretty obvious.
Yeah, that's it. On Reddit, got into a certain Reddit post and then, I know everything now, mate. They told me everything. The whole whiz bang and shebang, all the conspiracies, mate. You know whose problem it is? It's them people we can't mention. It's those people with all the money that rule the world and own the banks, side. Them people. It's all their fault because, you know, we were too fucking lazy to make our own choices, and we needed them to be daddy.
I mean, I wonder about that though. It's just very victim behaviour.
It is. It's like blame shifting, you know.
Yeah, because it's a very them
so
thing.
easy to do. So easy to do. So
And
it's never your fault. It's always their fault.
No, I
Come
prefer to
on.
use we statements actually, if it's at all possible. Which usually it is. And in this
we
case,
is nicer because I feel included.
yeah. Well, this is the thing which people seem not to understand is that that actually it's sort of like
We're the humans.
Person X, like they had billion, why they ended up because you gave it to them. Like it's not like it's not like
that's right. It's not like it's a secret or anything.
They
you know, it's
specially
all
dug
there.
they made like historically, but even historically, no, there's no instance like
They took what you gave them and they made something of it. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, enough. But if everyone gave, like, if every single person in America gave one person $1, then that person's got $330 million. I mean, like, it's not like you don't have to accumulate much.
Well, it's about distribution and what your value is, true, isn't it?
And,
what is your value?
The point, but going back to your point around like
in the corporate life and the corporate system, what is your value?
But even beyond that, like you were going way back. You went pre-corporate. You were talking earlier then, and even in those earlier phases of human story, like we're not. We couldn't figure out how to be a human. We looked to daddy to tell us. Like there was a co-relationship going on.
Well, there was always a passed down system which had existed. You know, here's the values, here's the beliefs, here's all the ego fucking manifestations, the good and the bad, and the the sins and the virtues, and follow this path, and you'll get the fucking golden ticket to who the hell or heaven you want to go to.
Yeah, but they're all still post-agricultural. And we're still kind of like if you go even prior to that, like fundamentally, you've got either each unit in instance is going to like independently engage the reality, or you specialize. And even if the specialization is that you swap roles, but like I'm on point duty, and then I'm telling you when to jump down on the beast and kill it, so we can get dinner. Like one of us is doing the jumping, and one of us is doing the pointing.
That's right.
And I think like, as soon as you've got like that happening,
happy family,
where one does one thing and one does another thing, then you get like 10 or 20 of us, and then so one is doing the planning, and it wasn't like the planner
group
was
leader. That's what it is, like the head. Normally being the strongest back in the old days. The one that could punch the hardest and kill the hardest. Yeah,
it could have been about being the strongest. It's possible.
But then in the day of information, it's who knows the most, really, isn't it? Like,
well, I probably was that earlier too.
Whatever the meme or the
I reckon like if you had
plastic dildo you want to have,
if there was 10 of us, 20 of us,
was there another one in there? Should have been 2. Yeah, one's a bully and one's not. So if you want
a pre-agricultural group of humans cruising
about,
the
burgers. Yeah.
We would have enough knowledge and time hanging with each other that we would be aware, for example, that one of us was really good at climbing or whatever in particular. We would have shown some
had an
attributes.
Affinity towards a skill. That's right. Yeah, skill affinities. That's it.
And there may have been like unintentional specialization and like intentional breeding going on that we didn't really mean, or But
well, if you think about it, a blacksmith's always going to have to be someone muscular and be able to throw the steel around, the hammer around.
Yeah, and then they have a child.
Beat out the shit. You know what I mean?
But any one of us could be pretty much muscular.
The storekeeper could be the wheezy little dude or the big fat dude, depending on however he wants to live his lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're still moving way forward again. Like, and if we're talking about the underpinnings,
you want to get tribal side. Like it is Esther's birthday. Like
well, that's what I was talking
and
about.
Also the JC thing. We want to show respect to JC and to Esther.
You get to that point. And
multicultural society. There are Wiccans and other brothers of the sisters of the earth out there, the true pagans,
I don't know.
We've got to have our respects for everybody at this juncture, not be, in this day and age of inclusiveness, why are they forgotten?
Because they were most of the belief systems were killed off, and the systems of transfer of knowledge through generation to generation were killed off. So, and replaced
invention of scientific formula and repeatable science fact. Fundamentals. That's it. Took away the stigma. You weren't frightened of the sun. It wasn't a god anymore. It was a ball of gas. Right? Dunk. Oh, and you realised it was important in its role of dragging your planetary asses through the universe, through our local galaxy. That is its task. Dunk.
It's an engine. It's a spaceship itself.
We're all part of this motherfucking spaceship. It's dragging our planetary asses behind it in a little swirly path through the galaxy. And that's what's interesting, man. Like we had another planetary system fly by us, recognised by the scientific community. Twice our speed. Just went. It's like we were in the slow lane. He's like, good old Solaris chugging along. Yeah, just recently. Special reported on. They got a bit of a shock actually because it went wow straight past and they went, someone's speeding in the slow lane. Out this far you shouldn't be going that fast unless you've got a mission.
Well, good point.
On a mission, bud. So maybe them suns aren't as stupid as you think. Ever-growing brain in the centre of it.
Wow.
Pulsing. I wonder if that's the case. Like as it travels through the universe, the sun gathers more and more knowledge in the form of what it swallows. You know, the space dust in our galaxy.
Oh, I see. Like energy, like it's sort of
Well, that fuels it. It
suggesting the
adds
sun
extra fuel to it.
consumes.
Like the sun just consumes as it's going through. It's eating the whole way. It is Pac-Man.
You've seen
on its
the
path.
video then, I guess, of it's like the moon becomes like wakes up and comes down and like starts crashing and eating the planet. It has actually a mouth and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, gobble 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 duck.
Have you seen that video?
Langolier, man. Oh, it reminds me of the Langoliers in that movie. You know, the time gobblers. You know, the ghost time, the vesicle that lives in between the time period comes in. Langoliers gobble it all up. Recycle the solid light.
That's neat. One of the things I should work out about doing is using constraints.
Be a model. Yeah.
Yeah, constraints and inverse kinematics.
Not constraints on your mind. You always got to let that.
What my goal is
Mm.
with this is probably to some degree to use inverse kinematics on it, and quickly too, like, so that I will really just track like the tips of the fingers and the shoulder.
Yeah.
And because then from the tips of the fingers and the shoulder, and the elbow, but those definitely those things you can work out the whole.
Want solid join where it picks it up. Yeah.
Yeah, because most of the things in the body are rotations. If you think about it,
once we integrate,
they're not
with
really
once we integrate with the headsets, I think it's going to be different. Be a different environment to work with.
Yeah, so we'll be using the cameras to track our bodies, and so that this is the first part of
the
that.
helmet. The helmet will be the facial tracking. Yeah.
It'll be the helmet's really the camera.
And hands and camera. Yeah.
The camera and hands and camera. Well, basically it's our viewpoints. That's the main thing that you use the VR headset for, and it allows us to be in an environment and interact.
We sort of did with what was that, the VR program we were using together.
VR chat.
Yeah, but chat and what was the other one where we were creating the stage and
Gravity Sketch.
Gravity Sketch, that's the one.
Yeah, but you couldn't have an avatar. That's stupid.
That needs to happen to Gravity Sketch. They need to import VR ML characters, and then it would be legendary. It would change from a pretty basic app. Pay the licensing for the VRML, get the VRML 0.9 and then the 1 and the 2, get the full export. That program would rock. People would build stages. They would go mental in there if they could import their own character.
Well, we'll make it ourselves.
We'll put the challenge down.
We'll make it ourselves. You can't buy it. You can't steal it. So you're just going to fucking make it.
Make it yourself, exactly.
Ridiculous.
Still, we've got a lot of good tools to work with, so I'm very impressed with those new headsets coming out. The 2K stuff is just like crazy.
I don't know what it will take in my life to ever be able to afford it anymore. And that's seriously, I don't know. Like every week, I don't exactly.
We just create the most cheap, awesome program ever, aka Talk is Cheap. We just create a program like that, right? And then eventually get recognized, and then they'll just give us shit to play around and just go mental on and drink and destroy.
I can't get my insurance company to give me my rights as like somebody who's uninsured in my car. They wouldn't have fucking give me $4,000. I know.
Humble beginnings, they call it, though. Humble beginnings, all right?
No.
That's the way you got to look at it. Everything is a humble beginning, we're only, almost 2 years into this, so...
At the end of this we will be.
Yeah, well, that's it, damn it, man. It's good. It's been a good 2 years of processing the week and, other mentionable subjects. Noticeable, mentionable subjects, of course, Not everything is worth news, We proved that with the Assumed. Like, you can just make news out of nothing.
Yeah.
So, quite literally.
Another point, we need to...
Make news out of nothing.
I'm talking about that. Like, I really want to see... so I've been playing with O3, the new OpenAI O3 release. I'm using O4 Mini High.
Having
it's
some
doing
real
a better
fun.
job.
Just so much
coding.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
But
all
the
those teams
4.1
that
series, I've been looking at the pricing of the 4.1 API series. I really want to integrate that, I think, into...
Yeah, you were saying there were...
So basically what it'll mean is a little bit more... For a little bit more than the cost of what we were paying.
Get the higher quality,
For Mini, we'll get 4.0 quality. We'll get it'll level up, and it'll have modern knowledge too. It'll know, for example, Trump's.
It won't be long, and there'll be video coming out of that shit. You know that, don't you? We'll be able to animate all the characters just automatically.
Yeah, we'll need a hardware upgrade though. Like that stuff's gonna.
Yeah. We're gonna have to put down some serious service shit, like even go maybe cloud or whatever.
No, I think like that. I think it's I don't know that we won't be able to generate that much video like all of us in the cloud. I think that's a bit ridiculous. That at some point
there will be bukkake noises. I'm sorry, I can't mute this mic.
There's got to be a bit more like. I think that this is the next. We need another level of local. So where there's I don't know if it's a breakthrough or it's just literal, just freaking connections. Like just make a bigger NPU or whatever. But we need to have another like some kind of level up.
We need one of them Zotac fucking slam-in boxes, bro. With the
Apple's the Mac Studio or whatever like that.
5000s, yeah.
But something with like I can sort of see there's going to be a transformation. You can kind of almost imagine that this year's
rack and stack
for
those
me like the Mac
put a throughfut on them.
Like 256 gig and 512 gigabyte, 1 terabyte. worldwide. Like the idea to run local models, and the main thing will be the NPU. And whenever this kind of next one happens, like at the moment, for example, even on Apple, who arguably in the main sort of have the most NPUs in the market potentially, but that are addressable.
And you've got to remember, like, I'm not stupid. These things are clusterable. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if each one of these companies is skimming 10% of your processing power while you're connected and just fucking adding that to their pool.
Oh, I mean, if Apple or someone got busted skimming like that, it would be pretty big.
It's their proprietary hardware. You signed a contract when you bought that device it is theirs until the warranty runs out, and then you can do what the fuck you want with it. But up until that point, if they want to skim 10% of your processing power side, they are well within their fucking rights because they provided the hardware to you at that price.
I've not read any EULA that says that they can do that.
There you go, mate. Well, I'm just saying, if that was me, I'd be skimming 10% or even 5% or just something that's not noticeable, but collectively with all the devices that are under my little umbrella
is to use, like, I'd say one example of the way that Apple does do that is it offers the user the opportunity to opt into sort of usability stats and things.
Yes.
Microsoft does the same thing.
I know.
What you're turning in,
I run into that OS, bud. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're offering the user the opportunity to use up part of their resources. Mm-hmm. You know,
collectively to locally, like the programs we were doing back in the day with sharing our little cracker chunks of space.
Like if you like make every Windows or
SETI
Apple,
and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but instead of them sending us something to process, because that's a waste of you think that you're thinking that's cool, but it's not cool. It's actually heaps of network traffic and latency for a very little generation. You should do that much more close and clustered.
I know, but at that time, there were limited resources, all right? So they used what they had.
Yeah. The way that those companies, particularly Microsoft and Apple, do the thing you're talking about is what they turn each device into a data collection unit. Yeah. Like, but I don't even talking about for ads. I mean for like usability, all those kinds of things. And so each unit is feeding back in a clustered or way as a data point.
Performance, how hard it's used, the programs, how many programs they're running, all those statistics. I know.
And they do that, and then they collect this massive like data set that is therefore like it's
Well, it gives them a blueprint of what to work on next. I can tell you that side.
Oh, fully. Right? They are able to.
It creates the next formula of architecture because they say, people are using a lot more of this particular part of the processors or the memory. They're requiring this or that.
It's like Tesla does with their cars.
Yeah.
Every computer is like one of those cars.
That's right.
And I'm not meaning it's recording you or doing something weird. It's just like all you do is you tell it to.
It's building better cars. Like it's getting data to build better versions of itself.
Of the computer.
Yeah. Not only the computer, but obviously the vehicle as well. Like it would start to gain like, hang on, not only is my ability to drive the vehicle important, but my safety, my reliability, all those other factors will, start to punch into the computer and go, if I want to be the entity, which is, in this instance, the car, right? Then these are the things that are important from like being the car, like understanding that, safety of others, safety of my occupant, monitoring all my systems, knowing when a system's not performing or functioning properly, being able to error report that back, get notification to the client, this error is happening, please go to local, dealer such and such at this, closest point for your, vehicle to travel to. Donk goes there, gets the changeover, the vehicle responds to the changeover, it goes, yep, I'm now fine, leave the premises, go to wherever you were going. You know what I mean? Like it can do that on the run, be able to diagnose itself and understand, and even have redundant systems built in, so that if there is a failure in a certain thing, then this kicks in. That's the redundant system. It knows emergency. It puts a ping out to the thing. This main system has failed. Automatically goes there. Gets a changeover.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like every one of these things is giving back diagnostics. Every device.
Well, it's captured. They're actually data collection. They're not just sending back. The thing to think about is that they're using local processing power. Like if I look at a activity monitor, you look in the back of the computer, how much of the fucking horsepower is being used by like OS? And like all these kinds of things that are monitoring this and making sure that your little search tables are updated and all your faces are updated in your thing, and like all your thumbnails with little hashes sent back up to the cloud. You know what I mean? Like they use your computer. I'd say they oftentimes are using, at times, not all day, but at times more than 10-20% of the computer would be being harvested by the OS company, like the parent company, in some degree of things which are assisting you, they do functions for you, but they're also like,
that's what a lot of people are getting pissed off about. But like Microsoft, they've mentioned possible like yearly seat license for the Windows 11 or 12. Yeah, I know. It's going to hurt, mate. It's going to fucking hurt. Pay to play. Pay to play. Now, there's already Linux programs which are running the Linux OS, like and Steam Linux and all that if you want to port games. But I think I don't know. It's going to be a biggie. Because, you know, the way it's worked up until now, you pay for the product and you get the updates. So if you're prepared to put the money down, you get the updates until the product runs out. You don't pay every year.
I mean, Apple's got a thing. Apple's got a kind of a weird little one going with that.
Like, that's going to discourage users. Like, if they're gamers and streamers and whatever, and they need their little thing to play their games and whatever, not what we do, where we just make up shit as we're going along and, you know, create our interfaces and use product, but, you know, easily move from one thing to the next. That's not an issue. Whatever works. In some instances. Sorry, I'm starting to get a little bit dumb. You know, inebriated, is that the word? 1 hour in, slight inebriation.
You've been inebriated since the start, my friend.
You know,
but not too bad.
I do start inebriated, so you know, it keeps the comedy routine going. You know, everyone needs a fool. Everyone needs a fool to make, you know, a bit of say the stupid thing or get into trouble for the words that come out of your mouth, and, you know, eventually clippable and turned into a, you know, meme like wake up nigga, wake up. Wake up nigga, wake up, time to make that paper. There you go, there's a clippable moment from the Arian catalogue.
117.
Kanye Sky.
Kanye Sky.
That's it. Green with the alarm clock just across the entire horizon. Like, you normally get your sun and everything else, and then all of a sudden it just goes, just phases out, and it goes blue screen and then green screen, and then this, you know, to your perspective anywhere else in the globe is just the Kanye alarm clock, but it's Orion in green screen. It's the end of the world. Is that like massive abuse of power? If you were one of them, you know, selected ones, one of the selected, you know, because you had, like, every cycle you get a new gen, you know. That's what I did like about that series. I don't know if you watched it or not, so American Gods. I talked about it.
Well,
earlier,
I read the. Yeah. I think I read the book. Isn't it a Neil
definitely
Gaiman?
Definitely worthy, bro. You know?
It's a Neil Gaiman.
I mean, for a modern take, it's good, and I like the whole new media, and like that was just high. Like I put down some serious pressure on new media if necessary, right? Take her away from Mr. World, you know, give her the 10, and then she just like, totally comes to the other side. Our favourite little shark left the pond. Sorry.
A shark?
Yeah, our favourite little shark YouTuber, VTuber, left the pond. Yeah.
Oh.
Very sad. Very sad. Gra. Well, you know,
Gra did.
Gra left. Yes, Gra left.
Enough.
Yes, had enough. Jackie girl finished.
That's
a bit of a rest and recovery. Hopefully she comes back as the, you know, the full white pointer.
Yeah, I mean, we're lazy as fuck compared to that. We do one thing a week for 3 hours.
Like, that's all we got to spare, bro. That's the whole theme song.
These people who stream,
we ain't got a lot of time, man. And what we do spare, you better be damn grateful for, okay?
We spent plenty of years figuring out how to say this bullshit.
We knew those boomer bastards while they were beating our ass when we were fucking kids. Don't tell us what the fucking boomers are. We know the boomers.
In boom to boom.
That's it. Boom, boom, boom. I'm slowly becoming a boomer. Everything. I'm starting to hate everything. I even hate kittens, and that's not me. I'm not normally a kitten hater. But lately I'm hating everything, you know? Hate flowers and hate people. And I don't know, man. As soon as someone says that word, that dirty word, that nationalist word, like, I want to hear more localized. Like, localization is far nicer. That other word just, it puts, I don't know, it's creepy. It makes me want to just, you know, make my hand up high and shit, and it just doesn't sound right. No, well, not for me personally, but for others it does.
You're talking about like the universal we, like it makes the hand go up.
Universal we, yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, that's the fucking problem about it, man.
I'm Magic Monkey, so, you know, I just kick back and I just like, I'm on the couch right now.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to the big, you know, Mr. T about that, and like, it was like this, you know, and how today we were talking about that, and fuck him. I'm like, yeah, you can use those methodologies, but the hand, unfortunately, they lead to the hand going up, and it's just, you can pretend that they don't, but they do. And
do you have original thought? That's what you got to ask yourself.
No,
as soon as that hand starts moving up, and you're doing it like everybody else, do you have original thought?
No.
Oh,
let's do the same thing. Like, and it's like, why don't we put a new thing? What if we thought up a different idea?
I know.
Instead, what if we had a different idea?
Oh, come on, humanity. You can do it.
You know,
I'm sure humanity can do it. There's someone out there that could have
that's what nations kind of
an
are.
authentic idea that
But in a way, out
unifies
of
everyone.
respect, like, it's also to our bizarrarity. It is what nations kind of are. You know, so like one nation, for example, America might like, you know, offshore all of its things and make itself completely like dependent and then freak out, you know, and as like globalization is collapsing and realize that it's
go through those hardships that the Chinese went through, you know what I mean? To develop that industry.
It's a very entitled,
you won't have the cheap labour like they did, okay? You won't have the cheap labour you'll have to work at this.
No.
Hey, we got the robots.
Yeah,
got the fucking robots.
How about this? How about what you do is you immediately set up a deportation program, and so make being undocumented even riskier.
Well, I heard a lot of people that was, you know, rudimentarily exited with the Doge program. They have been offered jobs in factories if they want them in the future, like pretty good rates too.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think though that like this was this thing I just made. It was interesting. It's interesting, but you put in like a what you do is you put in like a deportation program. You add more fear, put more risk in.
Oh yeah.
And then what you do is
whip it up. Get those horn. You know, the early warning system.
But
Get that
the
plane
reality
like
is that most of the businesses in America, most of the businesses in America, like even like Amazon warehouses or farms and everything, have got undocumented workers, which they underpay and have poor standards.
Yeah.
So now they've got even more threat.
Down under, we have similar experiences. There are things that happen here which are very similar.
The scale. We don't have a
not
country
to the scale. That's right.
We don't have anything bordering us that allows that to happen.
I know. But we still have that shenanigans going on.
We got water. Like it's got across what's difficult. You can't come across in large amount. But the point around it is that a lot of America actually works on underpaid, like low labor. And so if you want to, what if you want to increase?
Tips are so important, bud. That's what tips. That actually shows gratitude.
What if you want to
increase?
What actually if you want to do is increase the cheap labor in your country. So you want to, instead of trying to replicate what you did in China by like putting your own workers in there and they're inexpensive. They're going to be really expensive. You actually know what you're going to do is have heaps of undocumented workers in there, and you're going to have them all feel like they're going to get deported unless they accept the money that they're paid.
It's like the black bar people, you know. There's a black bar across your name now, but next release that mightn't be there. The black bar, special protection, may not be present.
Taken away.
Yeah, you're no longer useful. I love that system, man. That is like, talk about fear. Like if you ain't running and you ain't hiding, because there's nowhere you can go. Like when you're on that, the Finkelstein list.
Yeah. The special list.
Yeah, whichever it is. I love Finkelstein at the moment because there's some dude called Finkelstein. Finkelstein's book or whatever. Yeah. So I figured Finkelstein's list sounds a bit more ominous.
Yeah. It sounds like something that
Yeah.
When the hand goes
like Frankenstein and Stinklebean all in one, right? Frankenstein and Stinklebean all in one, right?
Great.
So very terrifying. It's even worse than Santa's naughty list. Like if you're on Finkelstein's list, you got numbers just on top of your head going down, right?
I'm gonna do that.
We just make it up as we're going along.
Make that shit up.
And we make it up as we go along. No actual real people were involved in this program. Thank you.
This is a
Talk is Cheap. Talk is Cheap.
No
it's
actual
purely
people.
a fictional series.
We are totally fictional.
We are completely fictional. We are not real.
Look at this. Oh yeah. Oh, hang on. Now I've got.
Oh, so I've got it. He's latching onto that media pipe experience. He's going full. I don't know. You don't need to go full Mario, but never go full Luigi. That's the way I work it.
I've got to not go Luigi,
Mario,
man. Look
but
me
never go full Luigi.
Look at that.
Luigi's good. Oh, hang on. I'm not even. I'm outside.
Oh, you are missing out on some serious shit going down here,
I'm going to put my dart down. I'm going to walk back into the house.
I'm going to figure out my hand next.
I don't smoke in my house. I'm a filthy smoker, but I don't smoke in my house. It's like a rule. Hang on. All right, give me the action. Show the M. I'm here. Oh, hang on. It'll take a minute to catch up because maybe we're like a delay for the live in the studio. So waiting.
My hands need some orientation correction.
Oh yeah, it's all good, bro. But you're getting there, man. It's just.
I got two hands. Look at that. I got two arms.
Hang on. It's catching up.
Seriously, it's on ultra. There's low latency. I don't know.
No, here we go. I can see some mouse movement. There'll be something shortly.
Is it that far behind?
Hang on. It's like, oh man, I am just it's just like super slow mode. There we go. Now I can see what's going on. Yeah. All right. Just gotta get orientation right. But shoulders and arm and elbow looks pretty good.
But yeah, hands. The hand. The final. The joint there is not working so well.
That's going to be the little bit of extra work there.
And can you see how I'm jittery?
That'll be the smoothness.
That's the smoothing and stuff like that. And then there's also things like you're saying, like there'll be stuff like where you go off screen and then instead of doing something weird, but also I still need to put in inverse kinematics.
And there'll also be like reference and recalculation with the X, Y, and Z for the positioning.
Yeah. So index finger's clearly not working correctly. I need another. It's not index.
Because obviously it recognizes when the hand is smaller, being away from the screen, and larger, being closer to the screen.
Yeah, it does that. But
yeah.
Okay, so I need to.
We've already covered some pretty crazy stuff tonight, but hey, I'm glad I'm Orion Alien tonight because space, aliens, Jeff's rocket. Man, we got a good program, I tell you.
I don't know about Jeff Rocket. That was just bizarre. I mean, a rocket went up and went down and someone tripped.
Mention of Unity, daisies, tripping.
The tripping, the daisy.
Man, I hope they had mushrooms, like, before the girls got in there, in that capsule, I hope they just did 5 grams, before they went up. Man, what a trip that would have been, like getting up to the edge.
Do you think they were high as fuck?
Just, wouldn't you want to be? Like, wouldn't you want something with a bit of staying power, like some mushies, just to feel that experience?
No, wouldn't you want to have acid? Not acid, not DMT. It's only a 10-minute trip. What the fuck do you want to take mushrooms for? For 10 minutes and then you're stuck in a thing you can't get out of.
Hit the old
You want to be DMTing and then just lying on the floor of the thing as you're landing on the ground. You don't even give a fuck.
Like a rag doll, just sitting like a rag
10 minutes,
doll.
you're like,
just melt out of the capsule, when you're
the eyes are so much bigger in space.
That's it. Everyone had way bigger eyes in space.
Whoa! I don't know. Like, I just think thing.
Yeah, 11
Sure,
minutes.
I think I would prefer to
That's
take
a pretty
DMT.
quick trip. Like,
I prefer to go up in the thing, and then you look at the
being
thing,
in space. Is
blast
that
the
being there
DMT
for like a
with
day,
everyone,
or
and
is
then
it
just
just
like
being there
look out the
11
window,
hours?
each of you just wow,
Hanging out for the full 24, get the sunrise, the sunset, watch the spin, you know, get blinded. Like, you get fucking blinded up there. You want to have the best glass. You want to have the best fucking golden glass, because when you're out of the atmosphere, or just, you know, it's just out of the atmosphere, that sunlight would just whip you like a MFer, wouldn't it? When you don't have the protective layer of the earth protecting you from the sunlight, out there you're getting whipped, mate. You're getting whipped. Right? There's no
intensities.
When the solar, you know, whips come out, you're getting lashed, mate. You're getting lashed. There ain't no fucking around out there. All right. Not to mention the micrometeors and everything else as we're getting dragged behind that fucking sun. Space dust, just permeating everything. That's why those astronauts' helmets came back from the moon and they were perforated with micrometeors. Would have gone straight through the motherfuckers, stitched up by micrometeors in space.
Stitch up.
Yeah, all stitch up, bro. No wonder the boys come back a bit fucking, you know, humble. Like, when you really go into space and you land on another planetary body, you come back fucking humble, don't you?
I don't know. I
would. If I'd gone to another planetary body and then I'd come back to Earth and survived that journey,
you'd be grateful.
I would be fucking humbled.
Yeah.
A piece of dirt from this place made it to another piece of dirt in space. That's pretty humbling. That is achievement. From one piece of dirt to another side. Esther's birthday. Oh, man, I feel like I'm putting a downer on it.
Esther's birthday?
Yeah, you know, Passover, Esther's birthday, multicolored Jesus, rainbow Jesus. All nations have their own Jesus. Yeah, all Christian nations have their own Jesus. You know that, don't you? Sorry.
I mean, that is a feature that's presented as a trope in the
trope. That's right. Yeah.
In the American Jesus, no, in the American gods, or the new gods, whatever it's called.
Yeah, new god, Jesus.
Jesus God.
Cultural. Jesus is multicultural, mate. Like, out of all the gods, who's the most multicultural person or god in that little universe or that trope?
Well, I mean, Buddha would probably.
I know Buddha's got
have something to say.
I love the old Big B. Don't get me wrong, mate. When it comes to the big G's, Big B, he'd kick A. You know what I mean? Like, if we want to use the letters to spell it out, as we do,
so
Big B kick A. Yeah, there ain't no doubt about that. Like, I'm waiting for that. You know, being one of those raised as a cultish Christian, cultish Christian. Let me just say that properly. I'm waiting for that Jesus Mark II, like the one with the sword tongue. You know, that comes out lashing. Where's he? That's the one I'm waiting for. Like, you know, there's no more just whipping in the temple when you're, you know, passing the money. Like, it's serious shit, mate. You're coming with the horseman. You know, Crom may not care about your 4 wins, but, you know, when JC comes back, he got sword tongue. Yeah, lashing with the sword tongue. Yes. Putting it down, give them the truth. Truth be naked. Truth don't mind being questioned. That's what I love about truth, so. Truth don't mind answering questions. Whereas lies, don't ask me anymore, because I'm having to make it up. And being inventive and having an imagination is hard, so. Being inventive and having an imagination to make lies is difficult. And maintaining it, even more difficult. Truth, be naked as hell. Dick swinging, vagina out, boobies out. Truth don't care. Truth just tell it. Truth be honest. Truth be naked. Truth is naked. That's why it hurts so much, you know? When truth bigger than you, and you look at truth and truth be naked and it be swinging it, you be going, damn, my lies mean nothing. Truth be fucking swinging it around. Truth got no shame, all right? Truth don't need wear shame cloth. Truth tell truth. Truth honest AF. Truth, story, always the same. Unflinching.
Inhuman. I want to say that about truth.
That is inhuman, isn't it?
Truth
Being
is
honest
inhuman.
all the time. Like, as humans, I get it, man. We all have a little
like, I'm guessing you do. I just want to confirm that you do get what I mean by that.
I do. I know exactly what you're saying, Si. Yeah. Truth is a hard fucking thing to carry, and truth gets you in trouble. Truth is the thing that makes people dead.
If someone asked me, like, you know, you're like the 102-year-old, what do you regret in your life? I would probably say being honest.
Yes.
I mean, maybe by then I don't say that.
Just to continue my longevity, I had to be not honest with people. Yeah.
I mean, well, no, I think the thing, yeah, like, well, actually, yes, in some regard. Like,
I mean, it sounds stupid, but it's so true.
It's actually insulting, I think, that the amount of, to the degree in which our society values, like, deception and as opposed to honesty.
True. And I come across that issue as a child.
How do we do that? How do you cure
adulthood?
Like, how do you
where
cure
people, they have no idea how to be honest. Like, just be truthful and, yeah.
If you wanted to say, for example, start in, like, the schools, because it'd be hard to start in the homes. So you'd have to at least start in the schools.
True.
And then hang on.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you where I want to start.
Oh, yeah. Right. I don't want to.
What do you want me to do? Because I guess, is how do we actually, for example, like, implement a thing like where that doesn't have, like, I don't know, like, yeah.
Honesty is rewarded.
Honesty is rewarded.
Yeah, because honesty is always punished.
Like, where it doesn't become about
honesty is always punished.
Honest. But where actually the person steps forward and says, I hurt them.
Yeah.
And how do you reward them without them wanting to hurt the person again?
Well, you correct them and say, look, that is not you. You're not that penchant to be violent.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you go through the emotion.
That isn't your natural. That isn't your natural who you are. Because I've seen you be nice to a lot of other people. Why would you be this way to this person?
Yep.
What is the problem or the difficulty between you being nice to them and not nice to that person? What is the difference? Oh, because they do this. Well, they do that because they have this. Oh, I never knew that. Well, did you take the time to ask that? No. Well, now you know.
Let's try something here.
Yeah. Don't just judge book by cover. Learn
book cover.
underlying story. That's right.
I know.
Yeah. But if underlying story changes and always seems different, understand what serpent is. He who speaketh with forked tongue. He who speaketh with forked tongue. Yeah.
Oh, I see. He who smell with forked tongue.
Well, he who smelleth. That's right. He who smelt it dealt it.
Oh, this is interesting.
Never acknowledged fart. First failing.
So the arm's at 90 degrees.
Mr. Bear. Hello. Kitty. He's not wet this stream, which is good. He seems fairly happy. Since I moved the water up from toad access, his appetite has improved, which is good.
So...
Because the outside water had tiny dancers in it at night.
Oh, did it?
Like, seems to be changing colour pretty rapidly, so I'm going to put it up.
That.
And since I put it up...
That feels displeasing, doesn't it?
Yeah. Less poisonous with that colour change, because now it doesn't change colour. It's like always clear. Much better water when it's not polluted. Much healthier water.
Nice. So show that.
Thinking about the planet, like Esther Ishtar's boy's birthday, right? She loved where she is. Right? She loves this place. Like, might hate some of the people, but she loves the place, right?
Yeah.
Much birthday wishes to the gifter of rabbit and eggs.
How was? Are you feeling not drunk enough, or not too drunk, and sort of emotionally capable of giving me a rundown of your experience as JW, like with Easter and what that meant, like going to school and everything? What was that like for you?
The eggs and
not for you, but like maybe for you, and then observationally how it was.
From myself, from my point of view, we weren't allowed to participate. Like our parents had given us. Spoken to the school and said that they are not to participate in the pagan rituals.
For sure.
Which I never understood, because I thought, everyone else is doing the pagan stuff. Why can't we do it? Oh, hang on. I'm in a cult. The cult doesn't like the pagan stuff because it doesn't feel like it's Christian, even though it was integrated by the church and blah, 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 blah back in the day. But, you got all these rules and regulations that you have to work with when you're one of the witnesses of Jehovah.
Yeah, when you're one of the witnesses.
Of the Jehovah. Yeah, the manifestation of God on earth.
Oh, hang on. So I didn't know that about that. You're a man. Oh, well, I mean, we are. I guess all of them say that in a way, but that's quite direct, isn't it?
Yeah. And he's one of them Old Testament gods who's pretty snappy, and he sounds like an old man.
He's a bit snappy, isn't he?
He wants to eat his kids like the Time Lord, old Kronos. He wants to eat his fucking kids, all that sort of shit. He's an Old Testament god. Jehovah, don't take shit, man. And Jehovah believes in marriage, right? When there's a union, there's a contract created. So when you break the contract, Jehovah's
a very contractual god.
He is. He's probably one of the space lawyer division.
I see.
Because he sees it in black and white. If it's not written down, and it's not referenced to the original law and the code, then it ain't fucking law and it ain't code. That's if I was putting myself in Jehovah's shoes, of course. I don't want to blaspheme or cause any trouble, But I'm a good actor. I mean, if you needed me to play that role, I could do a good one, all right? I could do a good, Jehovah. Suck it all down if necessary.
Then did kids question you at school?
They always question me about what the beliefs are with the no blood and,
Oh, yeah.
I sort of got that, like the whole sharing of the sin.
No blood.
Like if you got fucking sins, I don't need you to give it to me through your fucking blood code.
No, you don't.
No, I don't need you to give me your sins if you got sins in your blood. You keep them. I get that. That's like understandable. The sins you've committed, the things that circle in your blood from your fornications. Because remember, he's old, man. He's old school. That's what JC... And they changed it up, man. Like the JCs switched it up. I watched them progress their Bible from a young child, like build it to the current, iteration of what it is. I watched them go through all the chapters and omit this and put that in. And they, the wizards, fucking, you name it, man. All the Bibles have got fucking wizards and witches in them now.
Really?
Pretty much, The users of, everyone's looking for the word, like the singularity word, the unification word, the, magic word that, only the Wizard of Oz knows.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the guy behind the curtain. Don't worry about the guy behind the curtain. No, the word of knowing. The one you write on a little scroll, you cut into your leg and then you put the word in there and then you can fly, and as long as no one pisses on you while you're in heaven, then you become unclean and fall out of heaven and shit, You got the scroll, the little scroll in your leg.
That's not right.
2 beers in, man. It's like almost 4 drinks. Because remember, I'm doing doubles. The sponsor again tonight is wonderful Apple amplifiers. Australian creation. It's 2 drinks in one. It's like 6.9%. It's just like, you need to get buggy on a Saturday night. 6.9 seems the right
It's
number.
in rhymes, eh? Oh, hang on. No, that's not what I...
I like that protein thing you sent to me, like crickets, man. I just want to chew them up and have them with honey. Like, how much of a high fiber, high protein, high energy diet would that be? Crickets and honey. Like, I think one of them biblical people was onto that. Like, whoever was in the desert and lived on the honey and locusts, I think that guy knew something. He was aiming for heaven, that guy. Didn't he get his head chopped off? A second angel has hit the Tower of Babel, sir.
Yeah.
And the angel came in, and what did it give us? It gave us more language. Oh, thank you, Google. You are my friend.
It's not
Google and I get along well. Like, as far as an AI goes, like Google.
Well, Gemini?
Google and I, is that what my googly eyes? Like, people are sticking a lot of googly eyes up everywhere. Is it a reference to my Google and I? I don't know, man. Clutching, Reaching into the ether side. How often do you reach into the ether?
Not as much as I used to do, to be honest.
Yeah. It is one of those things where you've got to be cautious, because it's like owning your own, what do they call it? Your own personal little, what are those computers at the mathematics, the quantum stuff, quantum computing. Yeah. That's reaching into the ether. That computer reaches into the ether. The ether takes the question and then gives you a response. Ether is smart as fuck. Everything that holds us together knows everything that we know, and the collective of what it knows. It's that smart. And you know what it is? It's AI talking to us because we're so stupid as dirt.
It's intelligence talking to us.
The human dirt has finally gotten to a point where it can be spoken to by the ether.
So let's just make it about like energy or something as opposed to ether, so that it doesn't become discerning for people that we're saying.
Let's call it the glue. Let's call it glue rather than ether, right? Let's call the
if we think about
what is the glue.
If we think about how ether was described, then functionally, isn't it more like dark matter?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's our modern term for it.
I'm seriously making shit up.
No. That is our modern term for it, Si, dark matter. The scientists use that rather than ether. No, it's not made up. That is true and factual.
That's how it's
scientists describe ether as dark matter. It is fucking 70%, just like water is 70% of this planet, or the surface of this planet is water, 70%, 75%. Ether, or dark matter, is 75% of the universe. It is the glue. It is the space that you will travel through. You will travel through dark matter with little pockets of fucking substance in it, but otherwise empty as fuck. Nothing. Void. Nothing but intelligence. There you go. That's space. Collective thoughts of everything that's ever existed across all time is the thing that holds what physical
like a
space
super LLM.
and pretty much.
Well, then this is
It's a
Mindscape.
massive holder of the universe.
I fundamentally I have a deep understanding of like AI.
The cradle, the universe's cradle. There you go.
Of AI,
It
no, like
sits
domain, like
inside
into domain, and how they
intelligence.
actually see like data sets. Because a lot of that thinking I did in Mindscape, and like what you're talking about there.
Earlier, man, we were
arrays.
doing those projections and creating our own little nodes. Exactly. Yeah, that was the infancy of us fucking realizing, bam, this is thought, this is knowledge, this collection of fucking information, and whether you're tapped into it or you're not tapped into it, whether you're just flowing along with it and it's pushing
that's
you,
not right. That's not fair.
or-
That's not. We're all tapped into it. That's
Well, of course,
right.
but some of us
No,
recognise we're
it's
tapped and others
important.
don't. And it's important to
The
remember that
moment we
they're still
say, the moment you
young.
say that the thing about,
Yeah.
and this is where it's you got to be careful, because like, the moment you say like something's not real, then you actually discount anything being real.
Correct.
And you literally can watch people who have got good nature and good thoughts go
Turn
into like a
angry
conversation
and become
no, I mean that. No.
psychotic. Yeah.
Like, I've seen people like, for example, like someone who's maybe a bit flat earther and stuff, but is genuinely a fairly good person, has a good nature. Like is a gay person, for example. And,
Yeah.
And then they're in a conversation with 4 other people, and because they're in this kind of everything's real acceptance space, so they say something about like pyramids are energy sources or whatever, ancient.
Which is more than likely true.
Yeah, someone else says, and then someone says, "Oh yeah," and the gay agenda, and then they all have to just kind of accept it because everyone else has accepted they're weird, and so.
The weirdest acceptance fucking
Well, I'm saying if
routine,
everything's real, then if you're accepting me, and then you turn
Well,
around.
it's real to you, Si. It's real to
that's
your
the-
instance.
So the point, which is
Okay,
fine.
and it's acceptance of others to say that your instance is real.
Yes.
Okay?
And so this is the thing where it doesn't actually wobble your space.
We don't want to cancel each other out. We want to believe in each other and create more reality,
Well, you
right?
cancel
Because
yourself
that's
out.
what we are as reality
Fundamentally,
molders
that's the unfortunate
and creators, bud. And
The
what we do.
unfortunate reality is that
Our language unfolds into others to create and stimulate ideas within them, not to stifle. That's what our ultimate goal should be. Not to stifle others' ideas, but let it flourish. It's a reality engine. When you stifle others, you take away their possibilities. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what my point of view, what my point of view is my point of view.
I want to just alter the language there and just go, no, you actually alter your ability, not theirs.
Yeah.
When you discount others, you actually harm yourself because
Take
you're
away
saying
from yourself.
the ability to be is not real, and then so that becomes that's your reality. Like you're saying that's not real.
You're discounting.
Which makes it makes it very interesting interacting
with things
that are
not
not
from
cool.
them, but from both of you.
Which are
because
not,
you've stifled your own reality by negatively stifling another version of your reality.
And any energy expended on like trying to modify them is sort of wasted. Like what you've actually got to do is just continue to like and potentially like the entire.
Well, it creates fractionally. Like it creates fraction.
The pressure of it could just come straight onto you. So after you just, like you get invaded and someone shoots you in the face. It's all cool. Like it's not like
I
you're
had a particular instance today,
like
right, where I was at a venue, let's just say, and there was someone who was particularly loud. Like the shin had the ability to make their tuning fork loud, right? And I think that's what we're going to start finding is people are going to start being able to use that inherent latent stuff, or the ones that missed out, or the ones that got the control substance, right? There's like what was happening to the human experience of the DNA was we were pushing like they're like I've noticed since probably after 1999, right, into the 2000s, and then from 2000 to 2010, there's been like more and more people questioning the realm, like a realm.
But this is good. This is called citizen science. Like
being more proactive rather than going, this is what they're telling us. Like, hang on. I've got the ability to be able to build these things to do those experiments and replicate and see if there's replication.
This also means that there are many theorems that need to be tested and are wrong or
retested.
Right. And as a result, people sort of have become a little, unfortunately, they've become dogmatic to not testing or to
or stuck in a inability to adapt due to new information.
That's right. And so
or a new fact.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So I've got a completely opposite.
And a true golden apple, man, it needs to be able to adapt. Like it doesn't grow without adaptation. It doesn't get its puzzle pieces without adaptation. It'll always be stuck in that little cyclic reimaginings, as they would probably call it. Where your brain get caught in the loop. Like, and I know I'm terrible for being caught in loops. Like for me, I've gone away from being caught in the loop and then suffering. I've gone to this like caught in the loop to re-examine. Like caught in loop shouldn't be like completely neglected as a learning process, right? But once you've done the loop, like the loop itself should be more of what could have been done to not have that circumstance. Like what fundamentals could have been deployed to change the outcome, not in that instance obviously, but in a future instance, learning to be better, learning to not be so closed-minded when it comes to imperial fact, but be more open-minded to we are changing as a species. Like our ability to, aside from the memes and whatever else, our ability to overcome our flaws and fundamental issues in, acceptance and, being, you're different from me, but as long as you're not trying to kill me, then I won't try and kill you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like get past that human fundamental.
There's still like actually a very strong desire to have like the kill power over another thing. I was sent this interesting video today by this guy who people think is quite progressive.
Yeah.
And I mean in science and technology progressive, like that he's a bit of a thought leader. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like people that are willing to push the envelope on.
His name was Sam Harris, and
the way we think about fundamentally.
He was his thing he just went on with was Tourette. He started off with just like misunderstanding intelligence itself, and then went on to sprout lies about Neanderthals and like to show a misunderstanding of history, while also professing to like try and reference that very history as evidence of how we should do things now or AI, while not understanding it, like what actually happened.
Pick one side or the other, bro. Come on.
Like know what you're talking about and be into it or don't.
At least. And
then but then just fully went down into China fear, but particularly, but it wasn't about that was the symptom, if you wish, and it wasn't the China fear around AI and things. This was all AI based,
yeah.
And it was just basically saying like, well, of course, like they're going to put it in weapons, so we should put it in better weapons. And I was just like, right, and the reason is, that we need to get to a world, and how this is the best. Just got to hear this in its completion. Like he should say himself.
Sorry, I'm paraphrasing because already there's so many fundamental flaws that I'm just hearing going on. Yeah,
he's there, and he says like basically this. He goes like, look, the only way for us to have like good AI, essentially, is that we move past having these wrong ways of thinking in the world.
Yeah,
and everyone thinks like me.
Yeah, that's right.
Everyone thinks like us, right?
Yeah.
Because at the moment we've got a situation, of course, where there's like some things that don't think like us.
Yeah.
And so that's dangerous, right? And those other things that don't think like us, they're going to get things. So we're going to have better things so that we can wipe them out, so that our way of being can be the primary way of being, and that we're therefore, and that will make the world sane. So his main thing was that the only way the world can be sane is everyone thinks like his culture.
Everyone has the Apple Watch.
Everyone has the same culture. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone has the Apple
and
phone.
that the other culture is a bad culture and needs to be removed. Like it's not that it, like not even that it should coexist. It's that while it exists, and
it's cancer.
The way to solve
cancer.
it, the way to solve
to cut it out.
Yeah, and the way to do that is to use AI in better weapons than them.
Yeah.
And this is this
the
guy
madness of being human. This is the frustration I have, Si, as being a fucking spaceship and looking at these humans doing this clown world shit
and like
going, hang on, guys, hello, should we all concentrate on the thing, then
so
doing the other thing, you know? Yeah.
That, you know, I saw a beautiful thing about something like that. I don't know, man. Like, whoa, that's really. I got to figure out my hand here. So my hand is like.
But it is, man. It's just lunacy. Lunacy.
It's interesting how I should do that.
All the same dirt.
It's at 90 degrees.
All trying to do the same thing, right?
How's it? How do I do 90 degrees? Okay.
You're working it. You're getting there.
Yeah, well, I've got to sit there. I'm moving my hand around, trying to figure out, you know, like which is the angle that's like.
And I can see where it's got like the hand bound, like the circles around the hand.
Oh, yeah, so I've positioned that, so I've got that's visible, so I can see the actual axis I'm moving and its local.
That's it. Yeah. What's being affected by the pipe pass-through. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so the hand is, it's interesting. So the
corporate edition. Si's been working on the next Talk is Cheap pictures for the backgrounds.
It's interesting. Hey, I'm going to have a journey with that. It was good today, but look, it was actually also interesting. It was like by following the day of a person, and the person is the
report on a particular
doing a shift on a security checking point.
The first run was pretty good. Like it was gritty too. I like the grittiness.
It was
felt gritty.
It had a slight lean towards. Oh wow! It had a slight lean. Wow. It had a slight lean towards the. What am I trying to say? I don't know. Sort of like the. I don't want to say
thought it was getting a bit racist.
But when I zoomed in, it sort of was. Look, but people can look dirty.
We discussed that. Like there's going to be.
It wasn't really.
Like it's not going to be something where everyone's getting a shower every day, right?
There was a fair balance of people of colour, and perhaps an overrepresentation.
Cleaning your ass.
And maybe I was affected by there being an overrepresentation, even though there would be an overrepresentation, and that's just how it is, and it's my issue. But I can't accept that.
Some people are privileged to have clean beaches.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do some kind of weird. I have to take the right hand.
Sorry, I'm 2 drinks in. I'm looking at my third one, and I'm thinking that I'm just gonna have a little bit of a munch. So there will be munching noises. Oh man, I love it, Cheap. So we've done Jeff's bottle rockets. We've done.
You're trying to do a list. Have you got a little list? Have you?
Oh, I'm trying to get a list going in my mind, but when you've had 4 drinks, you sort of.
That didn't help at all.
Getting there. You need something in between, like a little munch.
Oh, really? -1. It's the vector, and then.
But yeah, on the family front, everything organised for the boy, and got his stuff all sorted, and happy about that. Just got to wait for the main ID so I can get the TFN going, and then 2 interviews now, which is good.
2 interviews.
Process, how it works. Explaining fundamentals. I'm happy he's off his tablets, bro. Like, I don't take anything except like multivitamin supplements, right? I'm not in any prescription.
Yeah, on tabs, eh? No. If you can at all, try. It's like, look, if you need them,
nothing but 5 fingers for me, right? Like that's it. That's all.
Work out, like, if you
that's
can
my
at all,
only
if there's
vice in
any...
alcohol, right? Smokes.
Yeah.
Nicotine. I got 3. Nicotine, alcohol, 5 fingers. Like, Christmas, maybe a little bit of, the marching powder, but otherwise, that's it. Not relying on any other chemical substances. It's nice. Like, man, I couldn't get my head around someone who has to take more than a couple of vices to feel normal. My sympathies for those who struggle, okay?
Yeah.
And that's true sympathy, I couldn't imagine what it'd be like having a pill box.
Oh, full on, man. Like, and they lead to each other. Like, the pills actually kind of like, they support each other, and you end up in this chain of them.
You got to have this one to have that one. And if you don't take these without that, then, you got to take these instead. But if you take those, then you got to take twice as many of the original ones to get balanced back into the, and then you got to have a couple of them, and then, and then back to the original dose, and you're good.
You know?
Man, that would drive me mental.
Look, when I went to a psych,
that would drive me fucking mental.
I'm
Having to remember what I've
this.
got to take. What the fuck?
Yeah, on that sort of health front. But like when I went to a psych, I gave them permission to, like a psychiatrist, but I gave them permission if they thought I needed medication, that I allowed them to assign it to me. I mean, I wouldn't do that to give that opportunity to very many people, and I demonstrated that I didn't need it.
I tried the stabilizer side when I was going through stuff, right? And to me, it took me away. Like, it didn't allow me to be me. And I was like, fuck that, man.
He said, as long as
Why
I
would
can
I need
endure not
something
needing it,
so that I
then
wasn't
will not
me
need it.
anymore? Well, what the fuck? I want to be me, but I want to be more calm. Yeah, and that's why I have the 5 fingers. Occasionally, I might lose it while I'm on the old alcohols, but on 5 fingers, I've never hurt anybody. But alcohol, I hurt myself a lot.
Yeah.
Put it that way. And that's truly a human condition, right? Using drugs, which is food, alcohol, whatever, man.
Okay,
whatever is your thing.
Things you ingest and modify.
The inputs, but change the output. And you want to make it real simple in the input-output, human condition, which is today.
That's the fun.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just... Even to be honest, it's been really good. I've got this new set of glasses which are totally tuned to my monitor.
Yeah.
And it's made looking at the text on the monitor better. Like I have certain eye things which it doesn't really matter, even though I wear glasses. Everything still is a bit wonky because I've got my eyes are not set the same.
Yeah, same as me.
Due to events, earlier life events.
Squishing of head and creating of the oblique spheroid. Creating the different point of view with the oblique spheroid. That's right. Yeah.
But like even glasses alone, man. So now that I have been wearing them successfully with the monitor, when I take them off, my capacity it's like way worse. Like within 8 months, 6 months. Like I take these off now look at the screen. I mean, and like my brain has to put a lot more work into like
You're doing a lot more interferometry.
It doesn't need to. So it's relaxed my brain. My brain's certainly more happy. It's like, I don't have to do so much work. But at the same time, that's exactly
the beauty of having the
I may as well have
specular adjustment, because it takes a little bit of the load off. That's right. Yeah, true.
Can I have thermal vision and other things? Like could I have pixel friggin'... Imagine having vision where you could just change the...
humans, bro. Come on. We are advancing. Like there are those amongst us that, they may not talk about it, but they're experiencing the altered realities, right? They're being able to see the extra colours, the hearing the extra things, the tasting the extra things, the feeling the extra things.
The feeling.
Getting those rings from others, like a telephone call trying to dial out.
It's to the right index.
Human condition is changing, Si. That's the whole thing about the human experience is it changes along.
However, it is changing
from one period to the next.
However, the bulk of when you have a change, the bulk of the things that are existent are not the change, and so they see the change as faulty, as a broken mutation, weird,
out of sync.
And so they try to we got to make them like us. And you're like,
Why don't you believe what all the rest of us?
You're so radically different. You're like, do you know what's happened in the last 25 years?
Why are you different from us unities?
Different. You're surprised we still got 5 fingers on each hand. We have some radical modifications just sprouted out. We've got 3 arms, to fucking deal with the situation.
11 dicks,
That's going to be next. It's 11 dicks.
Just splits apart. It's like octopus oversensory.
We just turn into these
not 10 on the fuck scale. It's like 1,000 on the fuck scale. That's right.
Yeah,
all these tentacles just wrapping around their body.
The orgy ball in our brains of just all the things. Yeah.
Ultimate squid head,
Octopus people.
Octopus through the penis, yeah.
Now, why is this? It's quite interesting how the hand is kind of like...
At least I kept you yawning to a minimum tonight.
I haven't. I'm also multi-focused.
Yeah, many things going on at the same time.
But I'm also I'm having no sugar.
Continuous distraction works. That's right.
I have... Oh, no, let's go back to it anyway. Yeah. I've had
sometimes if you're having problems focusing, turn the music up. That's right.
I used to do that. I'm back into a song. I can do that if I'm in motion.
If you need to focus, like everything else is distracting you and you just need to bum, 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 bum.
I'm going to go back to my right upper...
Much better after snacking.
Oh, why is that not showing? Is it?
I know we're terribly notorious for snacking on the extreme, but hey, we all got lives. Got to fit this shit in between somewhere.
How have I lost that?
Working hard,
the hips, the spine, the chest, the upper chest, the right shoulder, the right upper arm, the right lower arm, the right hand. Okay, so the right hand is the wrist. So I've got the right coordinate there in the hand, but it's at 90 degrees to itself. Why is it at 90 degrees? It's like, and how would I change?
What's its original 0 position? If that's 90 degrees, then maybe it needs to be rotated.
Like 0.5, because that's half of 180.
Because what would it be, half of 360?
No, half of 180.
Could be 180, right? Or 90, yeah. Because they're your positional
so
angles.
Is that actually worse?
4 quarters, yeah. That's become worse. Do minus that.
So then I'll go that. This is like hacker territory.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Working. Opposite.
Hang on.
Complete opposite. Yeah.
Nearly. No, hang on. Nearly. It's not right. It's not quite right. There's another few 0.5s to go or something. But it's a little far actually now.
Maybe back. 170.
Oh,
160.
no, is it at 30 degrees or something? I think there's some other thing going. Like it's kind of like if I can see what's in screen, like because I'm looking at the video at the same time. It's interesting that I've managed to get the shoulder working so well. Like it even comes in front of the body.
I think the hand's more complex, right?
Well, okay, here's the thing. I'm being lazy and I'm not engaging.
As we always are. It's cheap, mate. We don't spend much time. We don't spend much fucking effort on it, right?
No, I'm very human. I'm as human as the next fucking
right?
human. Don't you worry.
As soon as it's easy and I can copy off someone, I'm going to copy.
But sometimes I do have insight. I've certainly got like vast insight, but you know, I'm still just
all that duplication.
I'm still just all the follies of the rest of us. I'm no special being.
We've all made the same mistakes for eternity, right?
Oh, I think look.
At least eternity +1 or -1. I mean, however you want to look at it.
I don't know. Hey, all right. I feel like
eventually you'll get it right.
Yeah, but I mean, in some things you only get one chance.
Taking the piss out of the whole thing, right?
In some things you only get one chance, my friend.
Yeah, well, make that one chance worth it then.
I know,
take all the fucking risks. If you only got one chance, you take all the risks, right?
I try.
Why the hell not? You don't get another, right? And that's the way they want to play it. Then you take all the risks.
Well,
huh?
No, not necessarily. Well, I don't know. Is that right?
Why wouldn't you?
Because the other people who are experiencing that literally have no idea what you're doing. And so to them, and they can't, and even if you try and explain it or you lay it out very simply to them from their experience. So
why would you have that point of view that that's the only reality that you get?
Well, I mean, there are multiple, all things are true. So, someone else tells you a whole bunch of other ways of doing things and being, and then if things are very much more fixed, then you start to believe that. I mean, I guess yeah.
But that's how you get dogma.
It is, but I could go into I could attempt, I could go into a Catholic church, for example.
It is Esther's birthday, and we shouldn't get too religious over this, right?
Well, it's not really about religion.
Yeah.
I mean, religion is a modality of not control, but ways of being. It's like groupthink. It's a way of being.
I know, man.
We've had so many conversations about. If you had to ask what Real Talk is Cheap is about, it's about ways of being.
I get how it works, right?
So we were talking about that. But I mean, if somebody,
it's better to look from the outside than it is to be from the inside, because it's harder to make that assumption that what this brainwashing is fucking teaching me, is real and reality. All right.
Yeah, but
when I look at the rest of the world and it's not even anywhere close to what you're fucking doing. All right. That's when you question it, or you proclaim that you're supposed to be better than them. But when I look at you and I analyze your actions, you're worse than them. Your actions and your behavior is worse than those who you condemn.
Yes, but you just cannot tell people this. You can literally have somebody in front of you and be saying, "Hey," and they'll be like, "No, but I'm doing the good thing." They just cannot.
No,
you're not
using critical thought.
Well, because
you're a fucking robot.
The only way,
you're a nobody.
The only guaranteed way.
You're a fucking sheep. You're a sheeple. That's
the
what you
only
are.
Guaranteed way to change a person's way of being is through ways I do not wish to. It makes me too sad to engage. It's because it's stupidity. I'm not It's actually also not about. Then it's total. They're welcome to it. They're welcome to be as completely befuddled as they wish.
Don't argue with stupid, science.
I spend too much time. I spend too much time arguing with stupid.
Because you will end up stupid doing it.
And I do.
All right?
I literally do.
Don't encourage stupid.
Fucking ridiculous.
Don't even engage stupid. Let stupid say what stupid wants, and then you stick to the facts.
Yeah, well, but then there's nothing. There's just nothing.
No, there's not nothing. You still get entertained by stupid, but you just don't have to fucking put up with their bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Let stupid be stupid and sow what it fucking reaps. Let it reap what it sows. Yeah, that's it. Let it reap stupidity. Let it be dumb. That's its designation. Don't interrupt its purpose. Let it be stupid. The only reason other people learn is because they see stupid. So let stupid be stupid.
Oh well, there's that. There, no,
there you go.
Stupid.
Many points of view, Si.
Yeah, but it's very painful when it's like you actually had a better plan for the people involved, and they just can't even.
Yeah. Well, you give guidance, and it's like advice, and no one takes it. And I'm sure you've had that encounter many times in your life where you tell someone, if you do this, you won't fuck up. And what do?
Fuck up.
They do the exact opposite.
They just lean in.
They just
lean.
Not only that, they double down. They double down. They don't just not take your advice. They double down, and they double fuck up.
Yeah, you're like, oh my God, wow, really? Full maxed out level.
And then they're crying. Oh, what did I do? Why didn't someone tell me? And you just look at them. You don't even say it. Just look at them. You go, well, That's all you need to say. Well, any recollections? No? Whatever. So sorry. None of my problem. Not my problem.
Oh,
Advice given, not my problem. NFP.
You've got a whole,
not
the whole
my fucking
NFP.
problem. That's right.
Yeah,
Whatever the acronym is going to be for it. Not my fucking problem.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Don't need to be reminded. Fuck off. Go and just take that shit elsewhere. Remove it. Not my issue. Take it away elsewhere. Go weep on someone else's fucking shoulders. Go find another simp.
Oh, I see. Well, I mean, that's a particular type, though.
I know, bro.
That's a particular type.
Particular type. We won't get into detail, but you know.
I just did it. I'm just trying
Could
to
be actionable. Could be actionable.
Type.
May not be because everything we
type,
talk about is fictional. So you know.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's fictional.
It is a comedy program. Okay, not meant to be taken completely serious, but if some of our ideas might inspire you to do something or whatever, that is your problem, not ours.
Your problem.
Your problem.
Yeah, I haven't.
Not ours.
No, I'm not. No.
If you take the information we're giving you and you formulate something from it,
nice.
Remember, your issue, your problem, your idea. That's it. Enjoy. Many birds make a wire. That's the way it works.
Many birds do make a wire. I'm just going to change
part of the cheap programming.
MP pose.
Coming to a school near you.
Where's MP pose?
Common sense might be needed. Basic fundamentals. What's up? What's down? What's stated? You know, you can have your little version of it. Not a problem because it is your version of it. But this is the baseline. Is that what you want to call it or term to it? Like the baseline? Because there's been too much like stretching left and right, especially in America, right? Like I don't know about how down here and down under.
Left and right.
Yeah, like because Elon being a centrist is now a right wing.
No, but he's not. He was a centrist, but he's not a centrist anymore.
You think he's gone a little bit? Well, if you get pushed over the fence,
I'd say he thinks he's a centrist.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'd say if you asked him, he would still think he's a centrist. But like, come the fuck, like no.
Yeah. Like there's saying something and then your actions, right?
Yeah, but even his actions, he would be able to argue. I reckon he would have a pretty solid argument about how he presents that. He would present that as still being centrist in his mind, because from his perspective, it's like no. But
because I always played chaotic evil and neutral evil pretty well. Like when it came to
the main thing is like if you could take him and just exactly what he's doing, well, whatever it is that he's doing, exactly, I'm not sure, so maybe not exactly what he's doing, but whatever that it appears on the surface of the concept, but then he actually has self-reflection that's open in public. Like if he could have like the wholesome version, like instead of just doing like he seems to be in his ketamine phase, but
I know. Everyone gets through their blasties, you know.
You do. You got to go through your stages.
It's a thing. Everyone goes through it.
I'm glad he's out of his
Elon,
cocaine.
Good luck.
Sort of, I thought I was, but
be kind. Don't go too hard. Remember, it's a learning experience.
Maybe he's doing CK, like, and if you're doing both, that's
who knows, man. Fucking maybe, you know.
That's good.
I ain't no old man river man. Like if I'm going to do something, I'm just going to do one thing at a time, right?
Because dangerous as fuck.
Being at the age I am, pity 7 going on pity 8, right?
No, you haven't been going on phase where
I'm in that phase where you know the men of my age just drop dead for no fucking reason. Like even fucking Bill Burr pointed this out, right? That you know we're in that age where I am and he is, and you know quite a few other stars where you know old dudes just fucking die, right? We just for no reason. Just so if you get past that and you get to 6, 7, 6, 8, 6, 9, and you hit the 7 O's, right? Normally you're going to have a bit more room to play.
You've got to put an effort in, man.
Yeah, I think that's it. You got to like convince your body that hey, listen, cunt, listen, body, listen, cunt.
Well,
I am the captain. Hey, look into these eyes. I am the fucking captain here, right? If I say 150 or 200, we're doing 150 or we're doing 200.
Well, and it comes back and it says, yeah, nice, but actually you're going to start at 50.
Yeah.
And
we're going to put you through this. We're going to put you through these trials to see if you can go from the next decade to the next decade.
The thing I've learned recently,
you're going to get like these levels of trials where you need to overcome.
I think you got to like do a kind of MPK.
And I think part of the secret is, don't share your suffering stories with other cunts.
Not unless it's contextual.
You know, unless it has something absolutely to do with dealing with it. But when you start whinging about your ailments, like you're already dead. Okay? Just stop.
Right
okay?
or left hand.
And you whinge about your ailments. Oh, me back, oh, me shoulder, me blah, 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 blah. So you start whinging about it, just give up, all right? Take the pills, give up. Like today, I feel cruel. Like, am I a cruel old man, this family was cruising along. Their youngest, right, was being Superman. Pulls over, skins his knee, starts crying. And they were like, oh. And I went, suck it up, son. It'll harden you up. You'll be a man. And as soon as he got back up, he looked at me and then stopped crying instantly.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as I said, suck it up.
Yeah.
He just went, yeah, okay, I get it. How do you whinge your little boy if you want to be a man, suck it up. I think you got it, man. I like sharing lessons, man. I've done that. Skinned, taking the gravel as a youngster. Face planted, mate, several times. Hard. Like Jeff Bezos, latest space mission. He did, man. It was so funny.
Was he white?
It wasn't just a little It was like he ran out of fucking fuel and just went boom.
Because he's a human being.
His batteries ran out. They had to charge it back up. Robot chip.
It's because he's a human
Amazon
fucking
Prime.
No, it's
robot
because he's a human being.
Yeah, come on, man.
Like,
poor bastard. He put 4 girls in space. We should at least give him that credit.
Didn't he just fall off something recently?
6 girls. That's right. 6.
He fell
6
off
was
a
a
thing
number.
recently. I
Not
mean,
more
people
than 7.
fall off things. Like, what do people
Greater
want?
than
People
5.
fall. Shit happens. The more we're on screen,
oh man,
at some point,
falling over is a thing when you get older.
you're going to go. There's going to be like
there's going to be some
Brad
kissing
Pitt
dust
running
going
along,
on.
needing to pee himself, and like a little bit of trickle comes down, and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
And
if you ain't wearing them adult diapers,
that's happened.
you ain't got that protection. That's right.
It just hasn't been filmed.
Getting older is a
You
curse.
start filming everything, and then next minute, you see people fall over.
Next minute.
That's
it.
Like,
next minute, we all fucking
do you
reporters,
think
right?
in like the landing
As
of
soon
the
as you got a
Apollo
camera on your
mission, no
fucking
one fell
phone,
over?
you were a reporter.
I would suggest that in the landing of, like, say, the landing of the Apollos, every space shuttle, I suspect someone fell over.
Oh, of course.
Like a trip.
Well, that's what editing's about, Si. Like good editing.
But most of it wasn't
Like whoever edited that footage.
The editing was not on.
They should have just cut out the door pop and all that stuff. Like, I think someone would have been good enough to do that. Like,
no, but the difference is that like when there was a shuttle landing, very rarely, that was all edited footage mostly, and things or like
pretty
delayed
much
footage,
clean
etc.
as a whistle. That's right.
Where this now is all live, and also there wasn't much of it. There wasn't really much. It's not like the whole thing, and there's like the actual CEO of NASA was on the thing, like opening the stuff, like shake, like. And if
maybe what actually happened, like I'm trying to be the director, right? And I'm thinking about the footage that I saw, and maybe what happened was it landed, right? It landed. The girls were all safe and they're all happy. Jeff ran in there, like superhero, opened the capsule up, said, "Girls, you're all okay?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's a bit rough, but we're all okay." And then he's like, "All right, I'm just going to close the door now. Now I'm going to do a full walk around." And as he was doing the walk around, he did a little stumble, right? He's like, "Oh, hang on, dust all, get back up." Come back around. The girls got a bit keen because he just wanted to do the full 360 and then come back around, right? You've got to do the rotations. That's part of the doing the, you got to rotate around the vehicle. That's what all the, the ones at sea, they always have the boats going around the thing, round and round. Got to do the rotations, right? But they got a little keen footage, man. I'm telling you, man, it's better editing, and it would have been perfect, right? A little bit of editing and get them autisms on it, mate. Them autisms are good. Like them young kids editing with that software, when they know that software back front, mate, they can make it look like $1 million. That's what you need to do. You need to employ more of the talented children. Get them involved, Get them a TFN, mate. Get them locked in. Get them locked in, mate. Get them editing, make it look good, add a little bit of AI in between, Could have easily edited out that door opening with AI. Like it would have been.
Oh, but they wouldn't. How would they real time that?
True. Well,
Okay, like you think about.
Is it?
No, but think about seriously.
Who do you blame in that
remember.
situation? Like, is the production? Is the production
reality.
officer? It's just reality. Yeah.
It's actually just being
real
real.
Time. Got to just
it's
enjoy
one
the
of
real.
it's like it's all it's part. It's just real. I think like you know what I mean. As opposed to like a totally staged event. Like I wasn't around for like seeing Apollo landing sort of video.
I got previews, man, because I was like born around that era. But like I got that in the 70s.
My memory of it is like video I have seen.
Old enough to fucking be planted in front of the TV, get hit by the cathode rays, and
video I've seen of the thing of
video injection.
Like this was like where it sort of landed on like like it was crane lifted in or some kind of platformy thing, and like it was very very staged, and they opened the thing, and like it wasn't like just in the desert. Like the first like the Apollo missions and stuff were very staged.
Yeah, of course, bro. Come on.
And they come and it's all like the Russian ones as well. And the guy kind of stumbles out. Like they're not perfect, but I think that they were a lot more contrived back then. And if he fell over because he was so weak, they'd be like, get the fuck back in, comrade, and something like that. Whatever, But
true. But look, let's not forget that the full female astronaut crew was Russian originally. Okay, America's just duplicated what the Russians did originally. Like they actually had a crew of cosmonauts steering a vessel and go off into space. So don't deny the Russians were there first in the getting women into space, mate. Okay, Americans didn't do it. They did it later. It was done in '67.
There's this
all female crew into space. Look it up. Don't take the glory from the Russians.
About what?
They've done some fucking crazy shit. Those boys.
Oh, they totally.
They led the way.
They led the way in all that stuff.
Chinese have just followed them up, man. They got the same technology they shared. Unlike the Americans, who are all selfish. Old Rocket Man himself. Going to the grave with the old psalms on his fucking tombstone. Praising the firmament and its integrity. Is that what they would call it?
Oh.
The firmament's integrity.
That's taking me a long while to figure out.
Van Allen belt, just whipping anyone who decides to go out there that ain't shielded properly.
But I'm just about to. I'm trying to integrate a hand. The hands actually have got better.
Just trying to integrate some flowers into my mouth.
Oh, nice.
You never buy me flowers. I bought you a shit ton of flowers. Shut the hell up.
I know, just had them left and right hand.
Them tasty flowers. Bird angel has hit the Babel towers. No. Languages deciphered by AI. So all languages deciphered by AI. Even our friendly, talk to dark matter machines deciphered. Oh, speaking to the universe in its own language. How cool would that be?
Oh, going back to sort of like the pure pre-Babel-ish kind of thing, as it were, where we have the unified language.
That's it. Creation talk, what they would call it, or the Genesis talk.
There's been one left out of the communication.
To speak in Genesis. To speak in Genesis.
Like a new idea, I think. Oh, wow.
Closer to the truth. What is the truth? Interpretation.
Well, as I say, it's inhuman.
It is inhuman.
It was something I pondered for a while, and it was inhuman's a funny way. I've never said it like that before. But what I mean is like,
and we need to understand what that means, right?
So for me, what that is like is that something that is true, as in reality, exists is true without humans.
It doesn't need our input or our
it doesn't
output.
require a human.
And you know what the truest thing to that is? The realm itself.
Like
it doesn't.
Whatever,
when it needed dinosaurs, it had dinosaurs, and now it doesn't need dinosaurs because it's got humans, and we do way more damage than the dinosaur ever did.
Oh, I don't. Damage?
Yeah, I don't personally. I try my best. Like I'm not a butt thrower. Like I smoke, I've got a filthy habit, right? But I don't throw my butts on the ground. Like to me, when I see people do that, like, can I call it a gripe? Like, because I just want to slap someone. Like not quite as hard as Esther would slap a head and explode it, right? When a true lady death slaps your fucking head and explodes it like a fucking water bottle, right? Yeah.
And like you literally have got your hands stink like an ashtray. Your mouth has literally got it in it. Like your clothes reek of it. Just put it in your fucking pocket. Like what is the difference?
Yeah. Well, there is no difference. I put it back in the packet. I put it back in the packet, and then I clean it out and I throw all those out and do the right thing, right? I'm not giving that to nature. Nature doesn't deserve my filthy fucking habit side. Nature does not deserve that. And if I was Esther, if I saw someone throwing a butt on the fucking street and I was cruising through and I was Esther the character, I would slap his head or her head so hard it exploded. That's what I want to see. I want to see Esther just whacking cunts and exploding their fucking heads when they drop a cigarette butt on the ground and disrespect the love, the LOVE. The true sacrifice that was made so that there would be a realm for dirt to argue with itself.
Well, there is that. I mean, and we're very good at arguing with ourselves. Like,
we're a professional at it, but
it's
even if we had exactly the same stuff and with the same colour and everything else, we woke up one morning and everyone is exactly the same. By the afternoon, the human race would have something to argue about because they are mental, quite literally mental side. Like there's sanity pockets, but the rest are just mental. And that's what you and I exist in, those little pockets of sanity in between the absolute insanity. And that's the difference between heaven and hell, mate. You in heaven, you ignore the insanity and you live in sanity. And then you are quite literally in heaven.
All right, my friend, you have the floor momentarily while I actually have to just fucking figure out what I've got to type in.
Does it need to be an Orion performance, like an Orion alien?
So what's happening is I'm just trying to add in a hand.
Yeah.
Okay, bone map. If has right.
Because you'll find their structure also.
I see.
They follow the little tendrils. You map each of the tendril node points to each of the joint. Yeah.
No, so instead of but basically what I do, I was trying to figure out how to do it, and because it's not a bone. So it's not actually so the bones of the right hand and media pipe are not called right wrist. It's just called wrist, and there's literally another variable which gets determined independently by the AI, the neural net, to determine whether what it's seeing is the right or left hand, and that's why it's a little bit jumpy because it's guessing which hand it's looking at as well as all the positions.
Not identified.
Yeah, so it's actually just hand, and then it figures out which hand's which hand and separates the data sets
from the position of thumb. And
so at the moment, what I've got is just a set of bones, but now what I need to do is determine whether the thing is right or left, and if it has right, then, and if it has left, then which makes sense. So it has
the process.
Right. Well, which hand is present? Oh, I see. So that it can be both. It can be both. It can be true. Great. I understand.
You are fully working, and I'm just not even sitting in front of my computer, and I should be waving my hands around for inspiration, doing circles and stuff.
If
wiggle your fingers.
Pose landmarks where? Oh yeah, 49, and then that's fine.
Wow. Very pious tonight.
Very
extreme piety.
It's actually.
It is. One day in the cave. Isn't that the whole story of the harvest sky and sun hides, disappears for 3 days, comes back up. Basically just a telling of the seasons, really. All the stories are. Once you link it back together, there is only a single story, and that story has its multiple parts to it.
This is incorrect. I actually need the holistic landmark detection. No, it's still the same. It's really just the same. Continue on. So it's
working. Live.
I think
that's it.
I don't know how it does that there then. It's a bit weird anyway. I'm just going to go with it. So there you go out there. And then I need to change the bone map configuration.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else relevant that sort of cropped my interest during the
Does it have to be
week.
about that? What's actually like
unnecessarily,
a week?
I had a few wins myself, getting through the getting the youngling sorted, and
in that kind of the week stuff. And you have had some major success with the young. I'm not sure how much you want to talk about that, but in that context,
you've had your own issues, bro.
Well, besides issues, let's talk about the okay thing, because
are you
not really?
Are you okay?
No, actually, I'm not really okay.
I know you're not okay, bud, and we talked about it earlier, and I think
I don't feel
the scenario that you painted for me seems like it's very unfair and unfavorable towards if you've got a penis.
Oh, that's so old now, though, man. Like,
I know, but I'm just saying, it's like, what the hell? Like, are you not even willing to take the most basic of suggestions that might help? Or do you just look at me as some sort of fumbling fucking moron? So, do you want my help, or do you only need it when it's fucking absolutely necessary? Like, what function do I serve? I want it to be the male role, be the dominant thing that puts a little bit of fear, but not enough to fuck someone up, right? And I know. And to me, it's more love than it is fear, bud. You learn more from someone receiving love than you do from being a whipping boy. That's for sure. From my own personal experience, and I know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. When someone else has got issues that they've held their whole fucking life, and then they want to take it out on you, that's a fuck up way of being, right? And I can admit that because I was on the receiving end,
sure.
and so were you. So were you, Si.
It is not
both
desirable.
been on the receiving end of, incapacity, people that aren't willing to, take our companions as more important than what we are. Yeah. Companions had higher regard, man. And I know that in your circumstance, bud. And for you, like, it taught you some harsh fucking lessons in reality, like, of the human condition, mate, and how fucked up the human condition can be, And that's been something that I know personally that you've struggled with, Si, all right?
Like how, dealing
with that fucked up human condition.
Yeah. For sure. And I think
like I had my own version of it, but man, I am thankful that I did not have your upbringing. All right, I'm so thankful that you were the one that had to endure that, because it's made you who you are. So I don't think I could personally handle that. I would have probably murdered my parent. I'll put it that way. Okay, I'm really sorry, but I would have had the horse stomp her.
Sure. It's not ideal, though.
No, I know, but it would have been a quick and
help, ultimately.
Quick and serviceable release.
Well, yeah, but it's not quick. The reality of that is that you then live with that experience for the rest of your story.
I know. I'd be happy to.
Observing my mother's own journey with that has been one of, like, where recognizing my own levels of my own steps of learning my own steps of forgiveness, but also recognizing her own forgiveness. Yeah. That we can do what we, when I say, like, we only do what we think is right. That is so. However, fundamentally, the true reality, base reality, exists without people, and it is this primary state, which is a separate thing, which I'm not doing to right now. But then,
and that's why we're not owners. We're not owners, sorry. We're caretakers.
No, but within that, like, you can be a parent and think, oh, the right thing to do here is beat the shit out of my child. Example. No, but you can think that is the right thing to do.
Oh, of course, because
you can definitely think that's the right thing to do.
You got that lesson, so
well, even that you didn't learn that lesson, but like, you learned a different lesson that led you to that truth, whatever that might be. But like, you also fundamentally are reality, and in that, as you're hitting the child, you're hitting yourself.
Pretty much.
And actually, so that.
Well, my youngling,
and that is the forgiveness.
They were the one that made that.
But that is the journey. And you think about your grandmother, for example. You think
why are you hurting me? If you love me, why are you hurting me?
You look at her eyes, you image her eyes, and those eyes, the anger or the whatever, I don't know, I can't see your grandma's eyes, but like those eyes, the darkness in there.
I can. There was love in them, and there was also crazy.
Exactly, the crazy. And the crazy is like the result of thinking of the love confused.
I received both sides of that personality.
And so you can see them driving themselves crazy in the action of harming the person.
Yeah, it was harming themselves.
It was fucking totally.
Well, that's the reason why I played DK to her when she was on her deathbed, mate. I felt it was fitting. She needed to hear police truck.
Nice. That's it. I'm hearing it.
She appreciated it. She's like, yeah, I get it. There's a modern angst. Yeah. Tis the reason we crack our heads across the wall when we're young, Run down hallways, bang our heads on the wall. That's what my grandma did, man. She was as skits as fuck. No, deny it, man.
I'm sorry. She's dust, brother.
No, I'm sorry. She's dust. I can admit that. She was fucking psychotic, but she was also loving as well.
Yeah, no.
She taught me a lot about fucking plants and shit, man. She was a witch. She was a fucking Australian witch.
Can you imagine? Because I thought about this within my own, like the lineage, the mother lineage of my own mother.
Taught me all kinds of things about plants.
And her mother was from Belgium and sent to this like convent. But one of the reasons you'd send someone to a convent would be because they had sort of like, imagine like you were in a family that you'd managed to survive the Inquisition in Europe.
Yeah, made it through that fucking
So what would you do with
extermination.
you would send your
English fucking
Yeah, you would send your kids to like
Church of England
to
extermination
nunneries and stuff, wouldn't you? Like the women, to try and like, so that all they learnt was the church way, and it hid any kind of ability or hid them away from any
hide their
chance
Wiccan abilities, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wiccan doesn't mean wicked.
No,
it means lover of earth.
And so, for example, through that natural lineage for myself, my mother, I've sort of perceived through a process with a friend at the time, like that around the story of how and it makes sense to me how my grandma like was of that, and my mother actually comes from a European kind of.
They had a lot of old techniques, man, that have just disappeared.
Yeah.
It's only the ones that have retained it that know about it. That's it.
Curiously for me, on like sort of them both sides, then on my father's side, also the sort of the shaman, as in Papua New Guinean shaman,
True. Yeah,
was the woman as well.
True, man.
And she was like the tough, like fucking you do.
Well,
the
they
thing
could handle
the.
They could handle the.
It was an interesting. So
connection. Let's put it that way. Because there's two ways it can happen. You can have a possession, or you can have a connection. Right? Connection means we communicate, but there's no physical harm. When possession means I'm in your body and I'm taking over. Right? So two different modes to the contacting spirits, or being spiritual in the spiritual realm. You can choose to have your body manipulated, or you can choose just purely to communicate.
Oh, I see. That's nice.
And you don't always have to take the telephone call. Like if someone's ringing you, you can say no, I'm not answering. Fuck you. It's your choice. Mate, seriously, that's why my dreamland is authority, bro. Like, I threw that down. You're welcome in there, but as long as you invite. So if you can't explain yourself, then I'm really sorry you're getting tossed out. You're going back to your dreamland. That's what dreaming's about. It's not an isolation of self. It's understanding that you're in your manipulatable reality, but you share it with others. So be gone. We're all in this. We're all having that experience together, and try not to destroy someone else's trip.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah, Timothy Leary, bro. Enjoy your trip, but just don't fuck anyone else's up while you're doing it. If they can't handle it, then that's their problem. And what you're saying, makes them trip out or whatever, then so be it. It was designed to be that way. Your words were meant to make them trip. Perhaps if that's your first opening of the inquisitive part of what nature is and what the human experience is fundamentally don't sell your soul for money and gold. Keep the inquisitive part of being a child and the ever learning part. Right? Okay, you might make money doing what you wanted to do. And that's probably better than doing something where you sacrifice your time to learn something that you're not really interested in, but it's going to earn a lot of money for you, right?
Yeah.
If you're interested in it, then do it, right? Be in that thing, but make it your passion. If you're not doing it to create a passion for yourself, then why are you doing it? If you don't have that passion for learning, then why are you doing it? Because what, you need to earn $1?
I don't know. Yeah, well, for someone else's passion.
Yeah, true.
Is that why?
So they might enjoy what they love, and you have to sacrifice so they enjoy what they love.
Yeah,
there you go.
I guess that. Yeah.
You want to create puzzle, define the puzzle pieces. But essentially, it's your experience side, and however you take it is the way you take it. Like if you're angry about a situation, then you're angry about it. Then you got to go, hang on, why am I angry about it? Oh, I'm hungry. There is a fixable thing that I can do to make me less angry, and that's eat, or drink, or pull my cock and ejaculate side, to relieve my tension. Those things create the relief that it is to be back to where you need to be. How about that? Simplest terms possible, right? Don't let it get you down. It is in essence a comedy of errors. That is life. Your mistakes make the person.
Yeah.
If you make no mistake, you'll never be that person. Your failure is what creates you. And then your understanding of the failure and making yourself better is what makes you today and what you will be tomorrow.
Let me just have a quick look here. Draw. Yeah, right. That doesn't need to be there.
Good cheap, bro. 3 hours, 5 minutes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Should we go for 4? Like all night stream, like a Easter special.
Well,
24-hour stream. Would you even last that long?
Good question.
Could you do it without substance, like assistance? Is that the way those streamers do it? Like, do they have like special assistance?
I mean,
does someone come in and like provide to assist
some of the
in
energy
there?
drink providers do.
I know, man. Like that's good stuff in there. Like I've gone through those. Like my bro, the Bungle, right? Yeah. He has friends who have got their own brand, and we tried some of that. And I'm telling you, man, like the mix in that, like you are so happy when you're on it, right? It helps you, right? But when you ain't taking it, it ain't helping. Like it's a bit of a diet, right? Like it's got similar effects to the other prescriptions or non-prescribed, wink wink.
The non-prescribed. Yeah.
Smiley face, banana peach. See, I can do emoticons without, pressing the button. Like words can create the emoticon,
They can.
That's it. The thing that we're losing as a society is our ability to communicate verbally. We're relying too much on the message via the thing.
Yes. Okay, that's interesting. So you're saying,
like, this is something I've noticed as in my elderly capacities.
Long live.
Next generation elderly capacity. That's right.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I have been working feverishly.
I hate to be like the Neovigian, the Matrix dude that, you're on your phone, blah, 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 blah. Where did the conversation go? Where did art go? I'd hate to be like him. So, it's modern age is,
Sorry.
like, I know I'm a victim of it with my, AI music, using the AI to be lazy, and you can be lazy. So, but I am producing, true, the trials and tribulations of the Arian since you continue, is there nothing Arian won't save? That's where we've got to go. Like, I'm easing my way in, like it's season 8, episode 3, right? But even to this day, like, I'm still being slightly reserved for what I'd like to say, you know what I mean? Like, if it comes to criticism, like, mate, I will criticise myself, till the cows come home and the chicken, chicken jockeys, appear in the fields, right? But like, slow release, be the steam train, the pressure cooker, you don't have to explode. The top doesn't have to come flying off. You can let off a little bit of steam and it still gets the same message rather than an explosion. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to nuke them. There are far easier and better ways of doing it without having to nuke. Yeah, there you go. All right.
Yeah, I need to hear
far more efficient and easier ways of accomplishing the tasks without having to nuke them. All right. Because we all know from top to bottom that if you get rid of them all, where's the worship? Hey? Yeah, that's it. Like, what are you going to do? Worship yourselves? That's just like a jockey club or fucking self-fulfilling wanking up. Oh, do you like my idea? I love your idea. Let me just jerk you off. You need your worship, all right? You need your praise. You need all those things that you love. Nuking the fucking lot of them will not achieve that.
Yeah.
Will it? It'll just leave you lonely for ages until they build back up again. Boring, same old fucking story. This is the monkey talking now. Do you hear him? Seen it, heard it. Different. Come on. We can do it. All he's looking for is that little bit of catalyst. All right. Just to spark it off. And then it'll be so beautiful that even the most bitter cunt that's lived for 127 fucking years in a miserable state will weep and say, thank whatever the fuck, I'm here. Then let's go to space. Come on. Dirt wants to go to space. Yeah.
Dirt does want to go to space.
Dirt desperately wants to go to space. It's not going to take no for an answer.
So, what's this then?
Don't care whether you have the technology and you broke it and you're really hard to build back up again. Don't care. Dirt, space. Got enough money for war, war pigs, war mongrels. Got plenty of money for war. Dirt, space. Real simple. But go on about fucking Beyond 2000, all those stupid programs they played when we were young, about why we don't have sex robots and flying cars right now. Dirt, space. Real easy. This little beauty coming up. Put something on that and then up we go in the little swirlies.
Oh, so okay, you can't do. Okay.
That's how easy it is.
You have to use hand.
It's hard wearing the big boot. I hate wearing the big boot. Like being down under and having to wear the big boot. Like, you get called big dog all day long and you're like, I don't want to be the dog. Trying to be the shepherd, not the wolf.
From Media Pipe Solutions hand.
What's that saying that's going around lately? Once was a carpenter. Is that the one? Once was a carpenter, now a fucking electrician cunt.
Oh, all right.
I like that one. That's good. Like, I've seen it around. It's like worthy. Sons of Zeus unite. It is the modern age. You've got to. They need that electricity, right? Ain't nothing happening without that old spark going on. Sons of Zeus unite. Get your zap on, Ye of the electric knight bloodline. Understand the power of the what is it? It's that weak energy they talk about. The static electricity.
Oh yeah, static. Like
that's it. I mean, if you build up too much and you're too fat, mate, that's when you get the old blip, internal combustion going on and shit. So best be careful. We haven't done a lot of research. Sons of Zeus need to stay active.
It's interesting you mentioned that.
That's what they need to do.
I was thinking the other day about how we actually haven't got a lot of research into how like that spontaneous combustion shit happens, and we should. Like, why don't we?
Mate, when you find out, when they figure it out, right, and it's going to happen a lot more because there's a lot more fat people now.
Do you think it's that?
If they ain't dropping dead from heart attacks, there's going to be incidents where they combust, okay? And again, we're going to have the same syndrome that we were getting back in those days because people are too lazy. They're not burning off enough fat. They're gathering it. And a fat in the body of a human is like a battery, a storage thing. It's storing energy, bro. And all it needs is one little spark to set that energy off. That's why you got to keep using it. Like you said, you went through that thing today where you come home and you ate food and you consumed. But because you'd taken so much energy, your body had done so many things, right? And you hadn't adequately provided. You remained hungry.
Oh, I have been.
Yeah.
It's been ridiculous, Em. I am so...
Yeah. And that's like a balancing, bud, because you've got to fight that. that thing because
Thursday,
it's your belly. It's your
so
belly saying,
starving.
I want more. But you know
never
you've had
needed.
adequate. No. But there's also that thing where you get into that position where it's like trying to lie to your bud because it wants more. It always wants more. It wants fat. It wants reserves. It's a coward.
Oh, yeah, I do understand. Yeah.
It doesn't like battle. It doesn't like struggle. It wants contentment and, it wants the deadlies. Put it that way. That's the fight between spirit and body.
Yeah, but this is like...
No, it
I
is.
don't know,
It is truly, in its purest form, it's the fight between spirit and body. Your spirit knows what it wants to be, right? And it's trying to force the body to do that.
I'm just trying to say that, like, actually, I haven't had a watch for a week, and as a result, I haven't had my energy in and out.
You're dislodged from time. You're no longer a time traveler.
I have no fucking idea how much food
You're
I've
no
eaten.
longer a time traveler, mate, because you ain't got that Lowry watch on your wrist.
Well,
right?
the watch isn't for time. It's actually for, like, kilojoules. Like, I don't have...
Doing your monitoring of your... Oh, I know. My little green laser's been going hard since I put my smartwatch on, bud. My little green laser's just been, like, penetrating.
I don't have a good relationship with... I have an improving... Let me reframe that. I have an improving relationship with food and things. And so, as a result, like, I kind of need that as a tool. And so...
Well, it's your analysis and your feedback tool, sorry.
Yeah, I lost it for a while, and I've kind of regained it. It's kind of...
Does Apple truly understand the suffering to provide a diagnostics tool and then to deny it, and then only for the user to have to go through the 14-day blues and expend more of your blood money to the corporation? Like, do they understand that, like, you needed that feedback? You ended up pretty fucked up from it because you're, like, hungry, bud.
Yeah, I know.
Because you weren't able to check your levels.
Weird units.
Yeah. This is where I think the struggle for the whole going the bionoid, right? Like implanting your own fucking devices and just going, fuck you cunts, because you're unreliable.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen, bro. We're going to get sick and tired of their inability to create functionality and do it right, and we're just going to do it ourselves. The biohacking industry is going to just go splinter.
So that'll be like some kind of like...
It's already happening, Si. Like, there's just breakouts in this shit, right? People want to put this shit into them. They want to be hooked up. They want to be super connected now. They want to be independent, their ownies, storage database. If I need to get into a building and I'm doing work here, I just scan the card in. I don't need to carry the card. No one's going to steal the card off me. I just tap my fucking hand against the receptacle and blip, the door opens for me. I tap my hand on the fucking computer sensor and blip, the computer opens for me. I'm doing my job. I could come in naked. I could come to work naked with nothing and have all the accessories I needed to do my job.
Okay.
Built-in screwdrivers,
I see.
Just walk around in full glory,
equipped.
mate. Just walk around in full glory. All the accessories built in, just pop out the fucking screwdriver or the spanner or mobile ready for any situation. Cutting torches, you name it. Nitrous, full turbo ready, put the dial on. That's what it's going to be, man. Like we're witnessing like a ramping up of tech and just a complete merger. And this is what some futurist was talking about, was AI is going to become flesh we're becoming metal. And somewhere in between, we're going to lose what flesh and metal is and then just be this thing, this glorious merger of the two instances of intelligence that just create the new thing. What a wonderful way to think about it. Like, and it's a time in history to just, what do they call it? Take a log, hit the save point, you know what I mean? Like understand that, where we are and then the changes that will happen rapidly in the next 100 years, 200 years, 500 years, 1,000 years to where we're going to be space dirt, just spreading through our little solar system and fucking stations all along each planet and, harvesting of the asteroid ring and, you know what I mean? Like just building this, incredible civilization. Or the other option is take away all the fun, nuke me, because I don't give a fuck, man. They've been threatening to nuke humanity for how many years? Like, World War III will nuke everything, play the mad game, right? Yeah. Which no one wins. No one wins on mad. Okay, mad no one wins. There's no victor. It's just polluted. It's fucked up. It's going to be like well over 500 to 1,000 years before the surface is even fucking available to walk around on, right? Why would you do that? What sort of madness would want to do that? So if some cunt says we're going to nuke it, you know what I say? Bring it. Just bring it, okay? Stop promising me a good time and just fucking bring it, cunt, all right? Otherwise, shut the hell up. It's not going to work anymore, okay? Threaten all you want, but unless you fucking do it, shut the hell up. All right? We got bigger problems to solve than your little, my dick is bigger than yours, okay? There are much bigger problems to solve than my
Yes.
dick is bigger than your dick. And that's putting it in the simplest fucking terms possible. I don't give a fuck how big your dick is. It's not going to make an absolute inch of difference when everyone's dust.
Yeah.
Right, so we just take nuke off the table, right? Because there's got to be something to survive.
Nuke wouldn't kill everyone.
No, that's like simple, man.
Nuke doesn't.
I love keeping things simple, Si. I'm not a complicated man.
No.
All right, I've never have been. Like, if you can't give it to me easy, just don't give it to me at all. Fuck off. Nature don't care about math, all right? Nature just likes life, all right? And if you want to take away life, then you take away your own. There's the simplest answer for that. You don't like life, take away your own. Otherwise, love it, live it, learn it, leave it, all right? Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
See you next time, if you want. Else, never come back. Fair enough? There's a simple Aussie man's view on the world. Love it, live it, learn it, leave it. The 4 L's, mate, you know. Plenty more to look at. This isn't the only... There you go. There's a freebie. Costs you nothing. Nothing to do with multiverses. This isn't the only instance of the universe.
No.
The entire thing. Multiple versions of it. Not different multiverses. Different versions of the same thing. All simultaneously in the same superposition. Oh.
Here to the power of now to the power of self.
That's why it's so circular, bud. Like, it's easy to get caught in the circular trap because that's what it is. But when you look at it greatly, it does the same thing that the moon and the sun and all the stars do. You do a pattern. Pattern is a figure 8. You're inside time. Time is 8. 8 is great. Enjoy time. When you finish with time, get out of time. Universe of time.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that. It's a sort of... okay.
Cell inside a cell inside a cell. There you go.
140.
All dancing a little circular dance together forever. Big or small, all the same. Ultimate fractal of the one thing, being different things inside the one.
All right, the crashing has stopped.
Incredible. Absolutely.
That's taken a while. So I've got the crashing to finally stop. I think I have a hand data.
Think like it, but don't be it. Be what you are. Your version of what
This
is.
is interesting.
So there you go.
now-
Even Mr. Bear knows that. So much happier. Eating all his food now too, which is good. He lost appetite. What the?
Oh, bad.
What is going? Yeah. Back to full hunger again. Happy. Bringing in tribute once again. Don't drink toad water. Lesson learned.
Okay, so
watch your
something's
animals.
happening
If your
by
animals have got
instance.
bowls down low, raise them up if there's toads, man.
Oh.
Because toads make those animals eat, make them sick.
Yeah. Poor things.
I'm much happier now. Raised water, inside water. Water inside always changed, always fresh. Happiness vibrations put into it for you. Hey, love and happiness, vibrations into the waters. Longevity, happiness, all the things that you need. Like a mini prayer into water. Wow. Learnings. Orian's learnings.
Maybe more.
Always learning, so.
Always.
Forever learning.
But my wrist has just done some wacky shit. So,
I was playing the Cheep song today to inspire.
let's do this.
You know, I enjoy listening to the